People in Douluo can travel across all realms. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 226, Collecting the Power of the Holy Lord. What should you do if you encounter these aliens? Wangyoucao pointed to the 3 ghost soldiers on the screen and asked Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan was speechless when asked by Wangyoucao. It is a pity that he died for justice. This is a beauty that only angels have. Jackie Chan is just a mortal. The best way now is to wait for the opponent to collect all the charms and then look at the opponent's purpose. Wangyoucao said to Jackie Chan. In fact, he just didn't want Jackie Chan to go out and ruin his affairs. Wangyoucao didn't want to make an enemy of the old man's antique shop, no matter how he lived here for so long. After being told by Wangyoucao, Jackie Chan also came to his senses. To fight against the other party at this time is undoubtedly going to die. In this way, for the next week, Jackie Chan stayed in the 13th district and checked the news from all over the world with black, most of which were related to ghost soldiers. Wangyoucao's subordinates had already obtained the spell tracker, but that idiot Holy Master didn't know that Shadow Warrior took the spell tracker to find amulets for Wangyoucao. It's been a week. These guys have charm trackers. Why are they so slow to find? Wangyoucao sat in Papa's antique shop and waited anxiously. In fact, what Wangyoucao didn't know was that the spell tracker would only take effect when the spell entered a certain range of the tracker. So these soldiers would run around the world for a week, all because of Wangyoucao's non-stop running around. So Wangyoucao wronged them. Finally found all of them. 2 days later, Wangyoucao felt relieved when he saw the remaining few charms presented by the Shadow Warrior. These guys finally managed to collect the charms. The Ghost Shadow Core in the original book was not only regarded as a toolman, but also was always bullied. He was a very failed toolman. But now, they became Wangyoucao's subordinates. Not only their strength became stronger than before, but they even completed the mission perfectly. If these soldiers had their own will, they would definitely think in their hearts, damn, they followed the wrong person. It's useless to follow those generals who are like bastards and don't treat yourself as a human being. Dinner is ready. Wangyoucao took off his clothes and called out to the tattoo behind him. Watching the dragon-shaped tattoo swallow the rest of the spell, Wangyoucao excitedly waited for the tattoo to digest the power of the spell. Although the spell strengthened him very little, there was always someone who put the power of a spell into the rules. Just like the dragon spell and the rabbit spell. The dragon spell and the old man's magic can travel through time, and the rabbit spell can also use the iron cycle light to enhance it to the level of the speed force to travel through time. The rat charm can give life to dead objects, which even Wangyoucao can't do. The horse charm can remove any abnormal state, virus, curse, etc. can all be removed. The dog charm can make the holder immortal, and it can also be immune to fatal attacks, and it can also extend the life of others. No matter how you look at it, it is a cheat, and it has more functions than the reincarnation eye. Ding. All the spells have been collected, and now a temporary mission is released. Destroy the body of the Holy Lord, and absorb the soul of the Holy Lord. Huh? What does this system mean? Wangyoucao was a little curious. Is there any point in releasing this task at this time? Most of the power of the Holy Master is in the spells, and now that the spells have all entered his body, it should be meaningless to go to the Holy Master. Directly absorbing and fusing spells can only gain the power of the current spell, and the power cannot be enhanced. So, let me absorb the soul of the Holy Master to enhance the power of the spell. Wangyoucao asked curiously. Indeed, the power of the talisman is very powerful, except for the few things Wangyoucao said just now. The rest are useless to Wangyoucao. Moreover, the enhanced power of the spell is negligible to Wangyoucao. After Jackie Chan got the cow charm, he can't even match the power of the Holy Lord, which shows that the spell is only very powerful for ordinary people, and it is of no use to Wangyoucao. With the power of the spell and the soul of the Holy Master, the system can analyze the source of the Holy Master's power. After the analysis is completed, the host chooses to absorb this power again to obtain a growable type of ability, and this ability will increase with the host's strength. So that's how it is. Wangyoucao said pleasantly. Yunshu was already very satisfied with the acquisition of the 12 charms, but he didn't expect to be able to obtain the power of all the spells now, and this ability can be strengthened again. You must know that the 3 abilities of rats, horses and dogs are already very against the sky. If they can still grow, it is really incredible! Exclamation mark. Okay, Xiaolongzi, don't blame me. The corner of Yunshu's mouth curled up, and he sank directly into the shadows under his feet. Now he can shuffle through any shadows except Shenwei. Although Yunshu doesn't have the position of the Holy Master, but he could perceive the power of Nejia's mask, and the place where that power is the place of the Holy Lord. I just went to take care of the Holy Master, and take back Nejia's power by the way. Come out, my shadow warriors. The Holy Master summoned several shadow warriors. Why didn't the few shadow warriors who left with the spell tracker before have a spell yet? You go and see. The Holy Lord dispatched all the shadow warriors. Wulong and the others have already been fired by the Holy Master. These people are too useless. They have never brought him back a spell. Hello. A playful voice sounded in the ear of the Lord. Who are you? The spell is currently entrusted by the system, so the Lord naturally cannot feel the power of the spell from Yunshu. Who am I? Yunshu grinned. You have been using my power, and you still ask who I am? Yunshu waved his hand, and countless soldiers from the Ghost Shadow Corps appeared in the room, and surrounded the Holy Master. Ghost Corps? Impossible. Are you Terra? The Lord was shocked. It is also a mage, knows the power of the mask, and knows who the owner of the mask is, because of the plaque they got to deal with the Ghost Corps, is found in the palace of the Holy Lord. No. Terra is not human. You didn't wear Terra's mask either. Could it be that you have absorbed Terra's power? The Lord said in horror. He knew where Terra's mask was. In the Kingdom of Shadows. But he didn't go in, because he was afraid. After all, the Kingdom of Shadows is Terra's home court. What if he gets killed by Terra when he enters? So the person in front of him who has obtained Terra's power dares to enter the Kingdom of Shadows. Terra hides the mask in the Kingdom of Shadows. I was afraid of being sealed. I didn't expect the young mage in front of me to kill Terra after entering the Shadow Kingdom and absorbed its energy. My god. That's right. So, I'm here to recover my power. Yunshu pressed his hand on the sealed body of the Holy Master. No. You can't do that. End of this chapter. Chapter 227 Leaving Jackie Chan and Dash 039's adventures. No. You can't do that. The Lord screamed in horror. Now the Shadow Warrior of the ninja group is his last hope to find the spell. If Yunshu recovers the power of the Shadow Warrior at this time, it will not only lose the spell tracker, but also the spell tracker it has found. It can't be delivered to it either. The spell tracker was made with what little mana it had left, and if it was lost, it would be useless. You forced me. Boom. Exclamation mark. Holy Master spewed out a burst of flames, and then it was useless, because his head and mouth were fixed. Even if he spewed fire, he could only spit fire in front of it, and Yunshu was standing beside him. It can't spray the cloud tree. Yaha. How dare you do it? Yunshu grinned, worrying that he had no reason to attack Sheng Lord. Now he is fine. He feels at ease, and has no mental burden. You come out first, so that this guy's soul will be sucked in by hell. Yunshu asked the dragon tattoo behind him to come out first and wait. Once the body of the Holy Lord dies, the 7 ugly monsters in hell can't wait to get the Holy Lord to accompany them. When the dragon-shaped tattoo heard Yunshu's words, a strong light flashed instantly, and then the dragon-shaped phantom directly penetrated into the body of the Holy Lord. What is this? No. How dare you devour my soul? Stop. No. The Holy Master's voice gradually faded away. Obviously, this half-dragon is not as powerful as Yunshu's green dragon. The phantom of the green dragon that devoured the Holy Master returned to Yunshu's back again. Okay, since the soul is gone, there is no need to keep the body. Yunshu raised his hand and punched the Holy Master's body. Ding. The task is completed, and a low-level lottery ticket will be rewarded. Alright, system. Let's start analyzing the Holy Master. Yunshu said to the system in his heart. Began to analyze the source of the Holy Lord and the power of the spell. Estimated completion time. 27 days and 5 hours. I'm going. It takes so long? Yunshu said in shock. Is this thing so complicated to analyze? System, can I leave the world of Jackie Chan's adventures during the analysis period? Yunshu was afraid that he would have to stay in this world for a while, which would be very annoying. No, the system can delete any unlocked world at any time. That's good. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief. After all, he had already obtained what he wanted in the world of Jackie Chan's adventures, and it would be very boring to stay here any longer. Go and say goodbye to Jackie Chan and the others. Yunshu thought to himself. After all, they have lived together for so long. Uncle Long. Yunshu came to district and met Jackie Chan. Little tree. What's the matter with you coming to the district? Jackie Chan asked doubtfully. It was only the second time for Yunshu to come to the district after so long. Nothing. Where is Xiaoyu? Yunshu asked suspiciously. I don't know. Maybe I went somewhere to play again. Jackie Chan said helplessly. Xiaoyu almost recognized all the agents here in less than a month after coming to the district, and even Jackie Chan is only familiar with them now. Each agent. One can imagine what Xiaoyu is doing in normal times. Uncle Long, I'm leaving. Yunshu paused for a while, then said slowly. Okay, let me tell my dad that those members of the Ghost Shadow Corps don't show up very much recently. If you really can't find a way to eliminate the Ghost Shadow Corps, Jackie Chan said helplessly. Speaking of which, this was what Yunshu proposed at the time, saying that if he could find a way to eliminate the Ghost Corps, he would be able to do it once and for all. Without the help of the Ghost Corps, it would not be so difficult for the Black Hands to collect spells. But now, Dad and True have already searched through all the books at home, but they still haven't found any information about the Ghost Shadow Corps, but they have found a lot of things related to the Holy Lord. By the way, Trudeau is now a good man. He was released on bail by Jackie Chan and Black, because Trudeau knows the specific information of the Black Hand, and can help them deal with the Black Hand. Then he was accidentally discovered by his father that he had a good talent for magic, so in the end, he was accepted as an apprentice by his father just like the original book. I mean, I'm leaving this world. Yunshu pursed his lips and said. What? Xiaoshu, you don't have a brain problem, do you? Jackie Chan said in shock. Actually, I was the one who summoned the Phantom Corps. Yunshu said helplessly. What? Are you the boss of the Mafia? Black said in shock. No, you misunderstood. I'm talking about those alien Ghost Shadow Corps that came out recently. Yunshu waved his hand quickly and said. But, why, Xiaoshu? Jackie Chan asked puzzled. Actually, I came from the future. Yunshu thought for a while, but it's better not to say that he is from another world. The purpose of my coming to this time and space is to recover the spells in those Ghost Corps. Yunshu began to fool people. So, the previous spells were not stolen by Black Hands, nor were they fake. Jackie Chan said in disbelief. That's right, all the spells are in my hands now. Yunshu didn't take out the spells, because the spells were already in the system, but he summoned the soldiers of the Ghost Shadow Corps. It turned out to be, really. Jackie Chan slumped on the ground, never expecting that the person he had been with for so long was actually a big villain. No, little tree. Why did you come from the future to collect these charms? Jackie Chan thought for a while, but still didn't understand why Yunshu came from the future. Because there are 7 other demons besides the Lord in this world. Yunshu explained the 8 demons to Jackie Chan. So, you came to this era to kill the Holy Master and recover the spell? Blake asked in a bewildered expression. That's right, without the power of the spell, the Holy Master cannot be resurrected. Naturally, the 7 demons can only be trapped in hell and cannot come to the world. Yunshu nodded. So, now that you have collected all the spells and Ghost Troop, then our era is peaceful? Jackie Chan asked. No, magic still exists in this world. Where there is light, there will be darkness. Since there are righteous air magicians like Dad, there will naturally be black air wizards who use evil magic. The tree was solved. At that time, the ghost knew if there was only such a black wizard in this world. So, you in the 13th district had better protect Dad. He will be your strongest fighting force against evil in the future. Yunshu was already talking about his own words. Anyway, how to fool around. I see. So are you planning to go back to the future? Jackie Chan looked at Yunshu reluctantly. He regarded Yunshu as his apprentice, so Yunshu was still very reluctant to leave him. Don't worry, if I miss you, I'll come back and take a look. Anyway, as long as I travel to the time point where I left, it's equivalent to coming back right after I left. Yunshu didn't care. The big deal was to slow down, it's just the time of this world. That's right. Jackie Chan understood the point and quickly figured out the truth. Okay, without further ado, say goodbye to Xiaoyu and Dad. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow, Yunshu said with a smile. End of this chapter. Chapter 228 Silly Girl. Oh, I'm back again. Yunshu came back and returned to Douluo's world once again. Staying in the house he bought when he was 6 years old, Yunshu sighed. Leave some soldiers of the Ghost Shadow Corps in this world. Although they are not strong, at least they can help delay the time if they are in trouble. Yunshu felt the imprint on ZHU Zuking's body slowly sinking into the shadow under his feet. Coming out of the shadows, Yunshu saw Zuking, who was resting. Yunshu didn't bother her, just walked out of the room quietly. Here is the 7 treasure glazed tile school. Looking at the familiar buildings and signs, Yunshu was a little surprised. Just passing by here, let's come and see Rangrang. Zuking's voice sounded behind Yunshu. I thought you were sleeping. Yunshu smiled slightly. It's true that I was sleeping, but I was woken up by someone. Zuking looked at Yunshu resentfully. Then, I'll help you sleep again. Yunshu walked up to Zuking with a smile. What do you want? Zuking blushed and slowly retreated to the wall. Hey. Yunshu smiled without saying a word. The next day, Yunshu sent Xiaowu and Daming back to the Stardao Great Forest, and then brought Xiaowu back to the 7 treasure glazed tile school. System, use low level lottery tickets. Ding. Congratulations on getting the Chinese brand 2060 mobile phone Xiaoyu number 64. Power on password, NE7JA%5M unlock the magic phone world. What? Seeing the crystal doll Yunshu in his hand, he was shocked. Actually got this thing. And, what's with this power on password? Shouldn't it be I love you? What the hell is this string of gibberish? Time shuttle. Yunshu immediately thought of this ability when he got it, because it was a highlight when the characters of Journey to the West appeared in the real world when I first watched the TV series, and this was caused by Xiaoyu. However, it seems that the silly girl Yunshu got wasn't awakens, but one of the future ones, number 64. Yunshu found a place where no one was around and prepared to turn it on. You must know that Xiaoyu's real life mode is a woman. If ZHU sees it, she will have to skin him. Chinese brand 2060 mobile phone Xiaoyu is here to serve you. Please enter the power on password. Pressing Xiaoyu's nose, a familiar voice sounded, and Yunshu's heart suddenly became excited. NE7JA%5 meters. Yunshu still said the password set by the system speechlessly. The password is entered correctly. Please enter the mode option, real person mode or mobile phone mode. An emotionless female voice rang in Yunshu's ear. Real person mode, be good. Yunshu was not interested in listening to her continue and directly turned the silly girl into a real person. Master. Looking at the familiar face of number 64, Yunshu raised his eyebrows. Unfortunately, it's not the first generation model. The silly girl who appeared first is different from the later replicas. Time travel. Yunshu wanted to see if he could travel through time. Please enter the people entering the time-space tunnel and the time and place of the time-space shuttle. Yunshu, silly girl, the position in front of me in the past 20 years. Yunshu hadn't come to this world 20 years ago, so it should be possible to travel. Alarm. Alert. The space-time travel function cannot be used. When everything was ready, Xiaoyu suddenly issued a reminder that time-space travel was impossible. Why? Yunshu asked in confusion. Although he almost guessed it, he still had to confirm it with Xiaoyu. Unable to analyze the current time and space, unable to enter the time and space tunnel. Really? Yunshu was convinced now, and the silly girl could only travel through time and space in the world of magic phones. Okay, anyway, I guessed it too. If that's the case, let's check what specific functions can't be used. Yunshu wanted to see how far Xiaoyu could do in other worlds. Checking. The communication function cannot be used. The space-time travel function cannot be used. The monitoring function cannot be used. The wireless tracking function cannot be used. The historical screen display function cannot be used. The remaining multi-functions have no usable targets. Yunshu, it seems that you are not as good as me. Aside from these functions that rely on electronic equipment, Sharingan's current functions are not as good as Yunshu. At least Yunshu can still time travel in any world after the spell analysis is completed. Forget it, talk is better than nothing. Yunshu packed up the silly girls and put them in the ring. This thing can detect lie and swear when you put it on your body. People who are beaten by silly girls will unconsciously repeat the words "I'm lying" or "I'm swearing." If Yunshu showed such an ugly face, he would definitely tear Sharingan down. The fact that the Bull Demon King can't destroy Sharingan doesn't mean that Yunshu can't be destroyed. It's just that Sharingan's material is resistant to high temperatures. For the next period of time, Yunshu stayed by Zhu King's side, waiting for the system to analyze the power of the spell. When the spell is over, Yunshu is ready to go to other worlds, especially the silly phone he just got, which can let Yunshu go to the world of magic phones, and the magic phone is connected to the world of Westward Journey, which can be it's a big deal. After all, the sky filled with gods and Buddhas, until just now. Ding. The original power of the spell has been analyzed. Is it fused and absorbed? It's finally over. Absorb. Of course you must. Yunshu said excitedly. The host, please find a safe place to sit and wait for evolution. Evolution? Yunshu was taken aback. Could it be that his gluttonous bloodline is finally about to evolve and awaken? Exclamation mark. System. How did you know that I would evolve? Yunshu was puzzled, since his blood concentration had never been displayed on the attribute panel. Hidden attributes. Good guy. Yunshu was speechless. The system hadn't told him that there was such a thing for so many years. Okay, I'll go to Shenmue World. It's quite safe there. Yunshu thought to himself. Ding. The host had better not enter the different space. Why? Yunshu asked suspiciously. Not recommended. Okay. Although the system didn't say why, it must be for its own sake. After all, the system will definitely not harm itself. Then that's the case. The 7 treasure glazed tile school doesn't have to stay any longer. It's not that Yunshu doesn't trust Rangrong, but that the people of Shrek Academy should have the best relationship with him at present. Zhu King, you stay at the 7 treasures glazed tile school. I have to go back to the academy first. Yunshu found Zhu King and said goodbye to her, and then told her to leave the 7 treasures glazed tile school after using the ghost shadow core. Fortunately, I left the mark of Shenmue in many places at that time, otherwise it would be inconvenient to come back. Yunshu used Shenmue to return to his dormitory in Shrek Academy. End of this chapter. Chapter 229 Evolution Success. System. Let's start. The news of Yunshu's return to school has already been notified to several teachers, so that they don't need to make a fuss if something happens. Then a barrier was set up in the entire room, and finally countless ghost shadow troops were summoned to surround the entire school. Now, it is impossible for a fly to fly into Yunshu's dormitory, and the black shadow soldiers will help Yunshu stop all the enemies. What thing? Isn't it evolution? How could it be so painful? A sharp pain suddenly struck, stimulating Yunshu's nerves. At this moment, Yunshu's whole body was in unbearable pain, as if being stabbed continuously by hundreds of red-hot sharp iron thorns. Wave after wave of pain surged up like the tide of the Kyantang River. Wave after wave. Yunshu's face gradually turned pale. The nails on his clenched fist had pierced into Yunshu's palm. Yunshu was just he curled up and fell to the ground trembling non-stop, hoping that the process of merging power would end soon. I don't know how long it has passed. Yunshu is about to lose consciousness, and this strength is not a good thing. Yunshu insists on enduring this severe pain for an unknown how long. Exclamation mark. What? It was another unbearable pain, and Yunshu's body began to be torn apart. The most important thing is that Yunshu's powerful healing ability is still taking effect, so Yunshu can only be forced to endure the physical pain. The process of constantly tearing, healing, and tearing again. Scarlet blood began to ooze out of the cracked flesh. This blood seemed to be conscious. It didn't spread around, but gradually wrapped Yunshu in it, and finally, formed a scarlet big cocoon. Yunshu felt that his body seemed to be collapsing, and soon his consciousness fell into darkness. The breath of the young master. This is it. Boom. The teacup in the old man's hand fell to the ground and shattered. It can't be wrong. The gluttonous aura. It's the same as the master's aura. The old man excitedly looked in the direction of Shrek Academy. The young master's blood has finally awakened. I can finally leave this world. The fusion of the original power of the spell is complete, and now we will start to reorganize the host's body. A faint light gradually emitted from the blood-colored cocoon, followed by a strong heartbeat. Am I not dead? That's great. Yunshu's consciousness was awakened, and he finally felt at ease after finding out that he was still alive. But, why do I feel that my hands and feet are a little weird? Yunshu subconsciously moved his hands and feet. Fuck. What is this? Yunshu realized that he seemed to be inhuman. Moreover, I seem to be locked up somewhere. Yunshu tried his best to open the thing covering him in front of him, and found that it seemed to be a crunchy thing. Click. Sure enough, this thing broke with a little force. I'm not in an egg, am I? Yunshu said in amazement. Why did he feel as if he had been hatched again, and had a different body? System, are you still there? Yunshu said silently in his heart. Here I am. It seems that he didn't travel through again. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief. At least he was still alive. Damn it. What the hell did I look like? Yunshu stood in front of the mirror and said helplessly, after looking at his current appearance. The head has now become a wolf-like head, with 2 pairs of pointed horns growing on the head, and the body from the neck to the waist is similar to that of a human. At least there are still 2 arms. Below the waist, it looks like a tiger's body, and there is a big mouth at the waist. This Nimmer is not an alien, right? Or is this the real body of Teoti? Yunshu was shocked. The real body was actually such an ugly monster. System, can I still turn back into a human? Yunshu grimaced. He asked. He didn't want to live like this for the rest of his life. The host now has the ability to transform into any creature. Really? Yunshu said in surprise. That's right. It's the power of the monkey charm. Yunshu thought. Ding. All attribute breads have been updated. Do you want to check? Of course. Yunshu tried hard to recall his previous appearance. The monster's body began to gradually change and turned back into the human Shualibi before Yunshu. I've become thicker and longer. Yunshu felt the power in his body and thought to himself. Name, Yunshu bloodline. Teoti innate supernatural powers. Azure Dragon Eater. Ghost Eye. See-through Eye. Kinglian Earth Heart Fire. Anti-void low level water and fire double immunity. Low level life endowment. Energy shock. Invisibility. Low level almighty healing. Soul out of body. Ever changing transformation. Low level immortality. The power of ghosts. Boundary. Lower realm spiritualist cultivation method. Burn to upper realm edition. The system can be changed for free. Spiritual art. Ancient god hidden art items. Cloud stepping wings. Indestructible right arm of Vajra. Interpreter. Transformation pill. Yunshu. What do you mean? What about the power of the remaining talismans? Yunshu asked in bewilderment, looking at the remaining 7 talisman abilities. Where is my martial spirit? What about soul skills? Daoki, Sharingan and ninjutsu? Yunshu was shocked. This is not evolution, this is exploitation. The power of the spell on the host's body is not shown, but the host is assured that these attributes are used to strengthen the host's body. For example, the floating of the chicken spell and the extreme speed of the rabbit are not shown, because the host's body itself can carry out fast movement and flight. The explosion of the dragon spell and the cyclops of the pig spell form a new energy impact. No matter how they are combined or hidden, the host can always dismantle and use these abilities, and the combination is only for a more powerful effect. Oh, that's pretty much the same. What about Wuhan? Yunshu asked with a dark face and expressionless. He actually lost his Wuhan after playing with it. After the host's body has evolved, it can no longer cultivate any energy from the lower realm. Soul power, innate ki, chakra, and battle ki all belong to the abilities of the lower realm. Fuck. Then what about my wives in Shenwei world? Yunshu suddenly remembered that Sharingan seemed to be gone. Host, please rest assured. The master's pupil technique, the Sharingan, and the Liugaoi reincarnation I also come with a little bit of rules, and they have also been strengthened. currently ghost pupils, possesses all pupil techniques of the original Sharingan of the host, and part of the regular power of the Sharingan has been split and integrated into the rest of the host's innate magical powers. Alas. After hearing the system's words, Yunshu finally breathed a sigh of relief, and almost killed his wife. All the strange abilities disappeared, and in exchange for an unparalleled physical fitness, Yunshu just tested the strength of the current physical body, and it was no problem to smash the previous self with the strength of the physical body 100 times. The next step is to go to the awesome world to meet my parents. But don't worry, this book is after all not for cultivating immortals. It will continue to travel to other worlds soon, and the system must be the most powerful. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 230 Netherrealm. Huh. Why have all my external spirit bones been removed? Yunshu said in surprise. The host's physique is no longer able to install the soul bone. The host can choose to recycle the soul bone, or give it to others. What's the price for recycling? Yunshu asked with bright eyes. It was the first time the system wanted to recycle his items. Please host to collect another soul bone, which can be used for a low-level lottery ticket. What? You are too foolish. After all, I have 2 external spirit bones, which can grow infinitely. God-level equipment. Yunshu said dissatisfied. A soul bone that hasn't grown up is not worth the price. Yunshu. Fraud. I won't sell it to you. It's better to leave it to my Zhao and Zuking. Yunshu said speechlessly. Kang, is there something I can't use? Yunshu continued to look at his storage space. Fortunately, the receiving ring was put into the storage space during evolution, otherwise the hundreds of thousands of gold coins and hundreds of pills and herbs would be gone. Feng Hao Kiman? System. Tang Xianlu is nothing more. Wasn't this Feng Hao Kiman directly rewarded to me at the beginning? Now you peeled it off? Yunshu asked in surprise. Back then, Feng Hao Kiman didn't give me a cheat book for me to learn, but the system rewarded me directly. Now this skill has been stripped off like a spell on Holy Lord. Practice skills such as Feng Hao Kiman and Tang Xianlu can be evolved into spiritual arts for learning. Like Fenju's cultivation method? Yunshu remembered, when he looked at the property panel before, he saw the upper bound version of Fenju, and there was a bracket behind it, which was changed by the system for free. Then why don't you help me change these to cultivation skills? The reason for changing the exercises is because the remaining energy generated by evolution is only enough to modify one part, so the system automatically selects the one with the highest growth rate, Fenju. Oh. So that's the case. Yunshu didn't blame the system either. After all, Fenju is a skill that can be grown, while Feng Hao Kiman and Tang Xianlu can only be fighting skills. By the way, this realm, what does spirit disciple mean? Yunshu looked at the attribute panel again, and found several strange things. There are also spiritual arts. The Feng Hao Kiman and Tang Xianlu that you mentioned earlier can also be upgraded. The host please explore by himself. Stingy. Yunshu said speechlessly. Ancient gods hidden art. This is a secret art rewarded by Yunshu's system a long time ago. I didn't expect this thing to come from the upper realm. Yunshu reckoned that this so-called upper realm should be a place similar to the world of cultivating immortals. It's changed again. Yunshu came to the world of Shenwei and found that the environment here had changed again. Little tree. K-Dai hurriedly came to Yunshu's side as soon as she sensed Yunshu. What happened? This place was plunged into darkness for several hours just now, and then it became like this. K-Dai said blankly, pointing to the surroundings. It's okay, there is a little change in the body, so this world has become different. In fact, Yunshu didn't know what happened, but the Shadow Kingdom disappeared. Presumably it was merged with Shenwei. That's why the world of Shenwei has undergone such a big change. Are you okay? K-Dai came to Yunshu's body, touched here, looked there, and said nervously. It's okay, I've become stronger, not because I was injured. Yunshu said helplessly. By the way, I forgot to tell you before, don't use the power of the Shadow Warrior. to leave here for the time being, because the outside world, well, how should I put it, it's the same as the people in the Plus Empire. Yunshu said, still it's a bit reserved. Next, he will go to the world of magic mobile phones. KD will encounter a lot of trouble in the high-tech world. Hee hee. It's okay, most of the clansmen have already regarded this place as their real home. KD said quietly, holding Yunshu's arm and leaning on Yunshu's body. Yunshu, I'm not happy! Exclamation mark. Yunshu was speechless for a while. His wife lived in his eyes, and a group of snake people lived in them. What kind of a thing is that? The next day, Yunshu returned to Douluo world again. Master, you are finally back. The second Yunshu appeared in his room, an old man came in front of Yunshu in an instant. The old man was dressed in luxurious attire, with long grey hair tied behind his head, with a kind face, and looking at him with a slightly kind. Yunshu's pupils shrank suddenly. What kind of speed is this? I didn't react at all. If this guy wants to kill me, I'm afraid I will be beheaded in an instant. Master? You mean me? But Yunshu quickly realized that the other party had no malicious intentions, and it seemed that he still called himself master. Could it be because his gluttonous blood has just awakened? That's right, young master. The reason why the master sent me to the lower realm is to take the young master back after his bloodline awakens. The old man said excitedly. He had been in this world for so long, and he didn't want to stay any longer, but Yunshu always played and disappeared, and his blood hadn't been awakened, making it impossible for him to leave this world. Although the individual with parallel consciousness had already told Yunshu about the existence of the upper realm, Yunshu didn't really realize the power of this world until the person from the upper realm appeared in front of him. Even a servant has the strength to kill him easily, that is to say, the strength of the old man in front of him is far above titled Douluo. Master, master. Seeing that Yunshu was stunned, the old man stretched out his hand and waved it in front of Yunshu and shouted, ahem. Well, tell me. Yunshu recovered and said to the old man, Master, follow me back to the upper realm. The old man said, looking at Yunshu expectantly. He is a servant. No matter how powerful he is, he can't force his master, so if he wants to return to the upper realm, he still has to get Yunshu's consent, unless Yunshu's father gives an order. But now Yunshu's father didn't give an order, and he didn't have a way to actively contact the upper realm, so in the end, he could only look at Yunshu's thoughts. It seems that this guy's not a bad guy. Yunshu stroked his chin and glanced at the old man in front of him. I have a few questions I want to ask you. Yunshu thought that the system would not tell him, so he would ask someone who knew. No problem. Just ask, young master. The old man said with a smile. As long as Yunshu is happy, returning to the upper realm will not be a problem. First of all, what is the upper bound? What does the lower bound mean? Yunshu asked what he had been wanting to know for a while. Well, let's talk about the lower realm first. First of all, the world the young master lives in is one of the lower realms. As for how to distinguish the upper and lower realms, it depends on the level of life. Tree explained slowly. End of this chapter. Chapter 231, the upper realm. Life level? Yunshu asked suspiciously. He understood this. His current life level should have broken through. At least the blood flowing in his body is no longer human. The appearance he had just evolved was his real appearance, but the monkey charm after evolution gave him the ability to transform into ever-changing shapes. This ever-changing transformation is not a low-level change like the transformation technique, but as long as Yunshu doesn't remove it after becoming a human, Yunshu will keep his human form until he dies. This is the power of the strengthened monkey charm. That's right, on average, if more than % of the life forms born on a planet belong to the human level, then they all belong to the lower realm. The old man said lightly, I'll go. You are so noble in the upper realm. Even a pig is born a fairy pig. Yunshu said speechlessly. That's not true. After all, there are humans in the upper world, but the status of humans is the lowest. Wait a minute. Yunshu suddenly touched a point. Planet? Yunshu said in surprise. The word planet actually exists in the upper realm. That is to say, the upper realm is actually a plane where the entire universe can cultivate immortals. That's right, young master. You don't know yet. The land under your feet is really a planet. Let me show you. Before he finished speaking, Yunshu's field of vision suddenly turned into darkness, and then Yunshu slowly coming over. What appeared in front of his eyes was a vast starry sky. Young master, look back, that big glowing ball is the world you are in. The old man's voice rang in Yunshu's ear, and the sound could still be heard in the universe. It should be that the old man had later, not around him bounds and such. Fuck me. Take me to space in an instant. If this is not teleportation, then the speed of this guy. Yunshu thought in shock as he looked at the planet in Douluo world. Of course it wasn't, because the planet was shocked, but because of the old man's strength. This is the planet. The old man looked at Yunshu's shocked expression, thinking that it was the first time Yunshu had seen such a magnificent scene. Go back first. Yunshu calmed down and said silently, okay. The old man became more and more excited, thinking that as long as Yunshu saw the strength of the upper realm, he would definitely want to leave this weak world and go to the upper realm to develop. By the way, what's your name? Anyway, the other party was his servant, so Yunshu didn't need to be polite to him. Master, just call me Yunchen. Old man Yun said with a smile. Your last name is Yun? Yunshu said in surprise. That's right, master and madam are both from the Yun family. Yunchen said quietly. Okay, next is the upper realm. Yunshu looked at Yunchen and said lightly. Master, this upper realm is actually the same as what I just said about the lower realm. On average, more than % of the life with spiritual power born on a planet can become the upper realm. So, what is spiritual power? Yunshu was confused again after hearing this. Well, it's a little troublesome to explain, but it belongs to the spiritual energy of heaven and earth just like the soul power in this world. But the spiritual power can greatly strengthen the physical fitness of the owner. If it is said that the increase of soul power to the body in this world is 1, then the increase of the body with the same spiritual power is about 85. Yunchen said lightly. 85 times. Yunshu was really lying in his heart. No wonder this servant is so powerful. The increase is so many times. It is a ghost, if it is not powerful. Zibber. It seems that this world has to go. Yunshu thought to himself. Compared with the so-called lower realm, the cultivation speed of the upper realm is definitely much faster than that of the lower realm. After all, it is more than 80 times increase. By the way, how old are you? Also, since your surname is also Yun, are you also gluttonous? Yunshu looked at Yunchen and raised his eyebrows and asked, well, how should I put it? Before I went to the upper realm, I should be more than 4,000 years old. As for my real body, I only have half of the gluttonous blood, and because the blood is impure, I can't become a noble gluttonous. Then you. Yunshu narrowed his eyes and looked at Yunchen. Forget it, I won't ask anymore. Anyway, I'll know when I get to the top. Also, in 2 days, I still need to take care of something. Yunshu felt that he was not in a hurry. If he could go to the upper realm at any time, then he was not in a hurry for a day or two. Okay. Xiao Wu. Zuking. After leaving Shrek Academy, Yunshu followed Zuking's imprint of divine power to the 7 treasure glazed tile school. Ah. 2 screams. A. Yunshu looked at the 2 seductive bodies in front of him in shock, and then immediately covered his nose. Damn it. She has already evolved. Why is she still having nosebleeds? It's me. Yunshu quickly revealed his true colors. They really couldn't tell them apart after soaking in the water for a while, so Yunshu had to fly into the air. Little tree. The 2 said in surprise. Didn't you say you have something to go back to Shrek Academy? Xiao Wu said suspiciously. Yunshu just left the ground in the morning, but came back in the evening. I'm done. Yunshu said with a smile. You go out first. The 2 girls blushed and pointed at Yunshu. Although Yunshu had seen them all before, but they had never tried it when they were alone or together. What are you doing out there? It's such a beautiful day. A smile appeared on the corner of Yunshu's mouth, and he rushed forward. Yunshu didn't take Xiao Wu and ZHU King to the upper realm, and Kadai and the others, as well as all the snake people, were all sent to the Stardao forest by Yunshu. Yunshu couldn't guarantee whether the people in the upper realm could see through his ghost pupils in the world of divine power. If they were hurt in the upper realm, Yunshu might regret it for the rest of his life. So there is nothing left in the current world of Shenmue, even the ghost core of the Shadow Kingdom, that merged with this world. Yunshu is all placed in Douluo's world. After all, the ghost core can't even beat their own. There is no way to help myself. If I go to the upper realm, it is better to stay in this world to help them. Let's go. Yunshu found Yunchen. This guy has been living in Xiandao City for so many years. After monitoring Yunshu for so long, he will definitely try his best to kill him. Okay, hold on tight, young master. We set off. Yunchen grabbed Yunshu's shoulder, then took out a magic weapon of unknown function, and crushed it directly. End of this chapter. Chapter 230 to the Holy Beast Galaxy. Upper Realm, Saint Beast Sect. This is the upper realm. It feels no different from the lower realm. Yunshu said lightly, looking at the surrounding scenery. The upper and lower realms are just different levels of life, and the environment is still the same. Yunchen explained. This is the Holy Beast Star, and it is also the most prosperous area in our entire Holy Beast sect. Yunchen began to explain the place under his feet. What? This entire planet belongs to the Holy Beast sect? Yunshu was shocked after hearing this. Of course. Some nearby planets are affiliated with our Holy Beast sect. Yunchen said proudly. Tuigi. It's amazing. Yunshu was shocked inwardly. He didn't expect this world to have evolved to this level. Technology and cultivating immortals have advanced together. Not only at the level of life, they can physically cross the universe, but even in terms of technology, the light years are almost the same as the kilometers in Yunshu's previous life. In other words, the distance of 1 light year is no different from 1 kilometer for the technology of this world. Young master, let's see here later. I'll take you to meet your parents first. Yunchen seemed to have thought of something suddenly, pulled Yunshu and flew up, towards the one Yunshu had seen before. The tallest building flies away. Are you finally going to meet those two irresponsible parents? To be honest, Yunshu really didn't have any feeling in his heart other than lamenting this advanced universe. Because he has a family, and he is not Tang San's guy who has never felt family affection. These two people threw him into the so-called lower realm, since he was born, and Yunshu had no feeling, or affection for them anyway. After all, he was just an orphan in this life for more than 10 years, and he had a normal family in his previous life. Small. Before Yunshu entered the door, a figure suddenly broke through the door, and jumped in front of Yunshu. Fuck. Yunshu quickly used his divine power to penetrate the man in front of him, and then realized that the other party was calling his son. In other words, this is his father? Why this ghostly look? Yunshu was stunned. As the master of gluttony, the suzerain of the Holy Beast sect, is this what he looks like? Who are you? Although he knew the identity of the other party, but in order not to cause any misunderstanding, Yunshu asked again quietly. Son, I'm your father. Seeing that he hadn't hugged Yunshu, the man turned around and rushed towards Yunshu again. Yunshu, what do you want from me? Yunshu immediately didn't want to stay here any longer and said with an unhappy expression, Master, you'd better be normal. The young master's life in the lower realm has not been very smooth these years, so this character, Yunchen, came to the man's side and leaned down and whispered in the man's ear, yes, yes, yes. The man hastily adjusted his clothes and then walked in front of Yunshu with a serious look. Shut up. Tell me. Yunshu guessed that this guy was going to call his son again, so he decided to let Yunchen speak. Okay, master. Actually, the thing is like this. Oh, how annoying. Yunshu was arranged in a fucking palace, as expected of a sect living on the planet. That is, generous. Yunshu's father, Yunhuan, asked Yunchen to bring Yunshu back with the sole purpose of wanting Yunshu to inherit the Holy Beast sect, and the old couple wanted to go out to play. How could Yunshu inherit such a large family business? Yunshu, a small sect, has no interest in managing it, but let him control a galaxy. Isn't that nonsense? Not to mention anything else, with Yunshu's current strength, in the upper realm, he might be able to beat himself by any genius. Let's slip away. Yunshu thought to himself. System. Can you stop the time of this world? Yunshu didn't refuse his father. Anyway, he is almost immortal now. What if he figured it out after many years and wants to manage this world? Woolen cloth. Can. Sure enough. You are the most powerful one in the system. Yunshu said excitedly. Okay. Then it's decided. Leave early tomorrow morning. Yunshu thought to himself. As for why he didn't leave today, it was because Yunshu's father, Yunhuan, said that his mother would only come back at night, and he had a sister. My elder sister and mother went out temporarily due to business and could not come back until evening, so Yunshu had to wait until evening and finally came back. After all, he had to see his mother and elder sister before leaving. In the evening, Yunshin brought a set of unknown clothes for Yunshu to change into and said that the clothes were so awesome and so on. Yunshu was speechless for a while. It was just a piece of clothing. It made you embarrassed and it was not for you to wear. Master, let's go. The master, wife, and miss are waiting for you. Let's go. Yunshu frowned. Yunshu couldn't accept this kind of form. Eating a meal was so much a matter. Aren't you going in? Yunshu came to the door of the restaurant and said in surprise when he saw Yunshin, who turned around and left. Master, you are joking. I'm not qualified to eat this meal. Yunshin said lightly and then left. Squeak. Yunshu pushed open the door. Child. A woman with a familiar face walked up to Yunshu and hugged him. It's been so many years, and you're actually a spiritual disciple. My brother can't be a waste. A soft voice sounded in Yunshu's ear, and Yunshu tilted his head to see that it was his sister that Yunshin had mentioned. Yunshu frowned. This elder sister didn't seem to have offended her. He obviously has a fair face, faint willow leaf eyebrows, and amber eyes that are clear and flawless. This exquisite shape, this elegant figure, but how come the words that come out of his mouth are so inconsistent with his appearance? Could it be that this sister is a black belly? Yunshu frowned. Sure enough, it was a wrong decision to come here to eat. He should have left straight away and waited until his strength became stronger before he slapped this black-bellied sister on the face. Xiaotang. Father Yunhuan glared at Yunshu's elder sister. It turns out that this woman's name is Yuntong. Yunshu squinted his eyes at Yuntong, and she will feel better with her in the future. Xiaoshu, don't listen to your sister's nonsense. Her oral ulcer is still not healed. Yunshu's mother patted Yunshu's head. Among these three people, only the so-called biological mother in front of him had a good impression on Yunshu. After all, in the previous dream, Yunshu had personally witnessed her feelings for him. Okay, eat. Eat. Yunshu's father, Yunshin, said quickly. These three people are all he can't afford. One is his wife. The eldest wife is the biggest. The other is his daughter, the little princess in the family. And finally this is my son, who came back after a lot of anticipation, and he was counting on him to inherit the family business. The next chapter about Teoti and the protagonist's family affairs is over, and the journey to the heavens and worlds will continue. End of this chapter. Chapter 233, The Magic Phone. It's finally over. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief when he returned to his place of residence. My character really can't stand this kind of two-dimensional type of parents. Obviously both of them are thousands of years old, but they turned out to be the same as that Seki Kuso's parents. However, this trip is not in vain. Yunshu took out the storage ring that his mother had stuffed for him, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. It is said that the space inside this storage ring is nearly the size of a city. One must know that the biggest ring Yunshu has is only the size of a stadium. How many stadiums can a city accommodate? And there are things in this ring which are said to be the practice skills of this world and some powerful fighting skills. Yunshu didn't look at it for the time being. He was not in the mood right now. He thought that even if his parents in this world met, they would be nothing more than strangers. But unexpectedly, when this happened, Yunshu didn't know how to face them. Forget it. Don't think about it. System, slow down the time in this world. Go to the magic phone. After Yunshu threw the storage ring into the system space, he left this world. Since you can't figure it out for now, don't think about it. Going to another world. Maybe it will work. Where is this? Yunshu opened his eyes and found that the place he was in was a bit advanced. The magic mobile world is 2060 in the future. I'll go. I'm going straight to the future? Yunshu said in surprise. That's right. After all, that reward came from 2060. Yunshu thought of the silly girl he got before. Then Yunshu took the silly girl out and prepared to travel through time and space. He didn't plan to wait in this future. After all, the plots all took place in 2006 and the era of Journey to the West in the early Tang Dynasty. There is no other meaning in staying here, except to chat with the elderly Luxiaoqian. System, I won't be bored with the other me, if I travel through time. Yunshu communicated with the system in his heart. After all, traveling through space is nothing more than traveling through time. This is the first time for Yunshu. No. Both the system and the host are unique, and there is no situation where two hosts and systems appear at one point in time. Well, very good. Then I don't have to worry about time travel. Yunshu turned on the silly girl. Traveling through time and space, April 641, 4 AD, at 9 o'clock in the morning. The destination is Poison Enemy Mountain, Pippa Cave. Yunshu reckoned that Tang San and his disciples met the Yellow-Browed King on April 4th. So half a month ago, it should have been with Zizijing, or maybe it hasn't arrived yet. After all, Zizijing's handling is relatively simple. Therefore, Yunshu planned to squat here in advance, and it would be best to be inserted into their team of learning scriptures, so that he will be able to meet the heroine Sharingan half a month later, and then follow her to 2006 by the way. As for why not go directly to 2006, of course it is, because I want to participate in the plot. Yunshu can pretend. No, he just confessed to Sun Wukong and the others that he came from 2006 and was thrown into this era for some unknown reason, so he can find an excuse to follow them. Monkey King and Zhu Beiji met Sharingan in the first episode, because Sharingan and Luxiaoqian met them when they were in Gao Lao's Huang, but it was the future Luxiaoqian and Sharingan. Therefore, as long as Yunshu is wearing modern clothes, Sun Wukong and the others will definitely not doubt it. Moreover, Sun Wukong is the same as Jackie Chan for Yunshu. He is his idol when he was a child, and being able to go to the West to learn Buddhist scriptures with his idol also has a special charm. Yunshu would not be so stupid as to believe that the so-called pilgrimage to the West in fanfiction is a conspiracy. Look at the strength of Monkey King in the original novel, and look at the power of the gods after more than 1000 years, which shows that the gods and Buddhas in this world are really powerful. Very ordinary, not even immortal. Yunshu felt that at least judging from the fighting power shown in the original book, he should be able to completely torture the Monkey King in this world. This is the space-time tunnel. Yunshu looked at the cloud-covered tunnel and said with a strange expression, no wonder there is thunder and lightning here. It's all clouds in it, so it's strange if there is no thunder. Ding. Time and space travel is in progress. The system starts to analyze. A sudden prompt from the system stunned Yunshu. The system was actually analyzing the space-time tunnel for him. System, why do you need to analyze it? Yunshu was puzzled. The power of the rabbit charm and the dragon charm in the host can complete time and space travel, but it needs other powers. After the system analysis is completed, it can help the host complete the power of time and space travel. So, as soon as the analysis is completed, I can travel through time and space myself? Yunshu said pleasantly. Indeed, in the original book, the rabbit charm was strengthened by the iron cycle light to increase its speed and possess the ability to travel through time. As for the dragon charm, the future Xiaoyu used her father's magic to travel through time to her childhood. However, how long do I need to stay in the time-space tunnel to finish the analysis? Yunshu thought that he couldn't fly in the time-space tunnel all the time. After all, the destination time and place have been set, and they will leave automatically when they arrive. It will take about 23 hours. What? Nima can travel through time and space for at most 3 minutes to arrive at the destination. Based on this time, I need to travel through time non-stop 460 times to complete the analysis. Yunshu said in shock. There is another way to allow the host to control this ability without time travel, but it requires sacrificing silly girls. After hearing what the system said, Yunshu frowned. What does this mean? Use the life endowment to turn the silly girl into a real life body, and then the host uses the talent to swallow the silly girl. The system will help break down all the abilities of the silly girl. Is the green dragon swallowing? Yunshu remembered Teotihuacan's natal supernatural power, swallowing. According to his father, devouring will only gain the opponent's strength, not the ability of the opponent. but because of the fusion of the power of the previous blue dragon to 2, his supernatural power finally mutated into the blue dragon bite. The King Lang to can help you fuse your abilities, so the innate supernatural power King Lang who also inherits this ability, not only can swallow to obtain the opponent's energy, but also can obtain the opponent's ability. So, is this asking me to choose whether to absorb and integrate silly girls? Yunshu felt a little difficult, but he still had a vague decision in his heart. Let's talk about it after a while. Let's talk about it when I go back to 2006 with that silly girl. Yunshu thought to himself, by 2006, the plot will almost be there, so let's choose at that time. During this period of time, Yunshu was not very relieved. If something happened, Yunshu could just leave with a silly girl. End of this chapter. Chapter 234. Master, we are here. Sharingan brought Yunshu to the entrance of a strange cave. Why is it called weird? Because it looks normal, and what is normal is not normal. Of course, this is only for ordinary people. In Yunshu's eyes, the corpses scattered all over the entrance of the cave should be a trick played by the monsters in the cave. It seems that there is nothing wrong. This should be the lair of the monster. Silly girl, charge first. Yunshu didn't intend to go in to deal with the monster. His purpose was to sneak into the team of Zishan, to learn Buddhist scriptures until Zishan followed Sharingan to 2006. Besides, it was hard to mix it up by himself. Yunshu lived near Pippa Cave for about 4 days, and finally felt the approach of the 5 breaths on the evening of the 4th day. It's finally here. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief. If Tang Monk and his apprentice didn't come out again, Yunshu would wonder if he came at the wrong time. Boom boom boom. Soon, there was a knock on the door of Yunshu's house. Here we come. Yunshu put down the rice bowl in his hand and walked over to open the door because he was not sure if Sun Wukong had clairvoyant eyes, so he had to act like it. Fuck, a monster. Yunshu pretended to be terrified with his mouth wide open the first time he opened the door and saw Monkey King. A benefactor, my old grandson is not that man-eating monster. So you are from the future world? Sun Wukong was about to explain when he saw Yunshu's terrified appearance at first, but seeing Yunshu's body said in surprise after the clothes, that obviously did not match the age. You, talking monkey. You can't be the legendary Monkey King, right? Yunshu said in surprise after realizing it. Hey, that's right. It's my old grandson. Sun Wukong said cheerfully when he heard someone praise him so much. Brother Monkey, I've wanted to see you for a long time. Yunshu immediately rushed forward after hearing Sun Wukong's confession and began to pretend. You don't know, I've been here for several days. If I hadn't just prepared to go on a trip and brought enough food, I'm afraid I would starve to death here. Yunshu hugged Monkey King and began to cry. In order not to be suspected, Yunshu also put 2 suitcases and some household garbage in this dilapidated house. How did you come to this age? Sun Wukong asked suspiciously. I don't know either. It's inexplicable. I came here suddenly while walking. It looks eerie here, so I didn't dare to run around. I found a broken house and stayed there, Yunshu said with a bitter face. Because it is close to Pippa Cave, there is no one living nearby. This house has not been lived in for a long time. Although it is not broken, there are many spider webs in it. So that's the case. Sun Wukong nodded. Indeed. After all, there is a monster living here. Although they just solved it, Yunshu still doesn't know it yet. Brother Monkey, can you take me away with you? I'm afraid of being eaten by monsters here alone. Yunshu leaned on Monkey King again. You want to follow us? Haven't you read Journey to the West? Sun Wukong looked at Yunshu in surprise and said. Yunshu, it's really weird to hear Sun Wukong mention Journey to the West. How many monsters will we encounter in the 9981 difficulty that we are about to experience along the way? Just protecting the master. Brother Monkey, I'm not an ordinary person. Yunshu interrupted Monkey King. He knew what Monkey King wanted to say, but he was a burden and couldn't bring. Look. Yunshu stretched out his palm, and suddenly a bunch of blue flames rose from his palm. The moment Sun Wukong saw the flames, his pupils shrank sharply, and he could feel the power of the flames that could seriously injure him in an instant. This is Yunshu's Kinglian Earth Heart Fire. Due to evolution, it has also become Yunshu's innate supernatural power. After strengthening, it no longer needs to consume energy, but instead consumes physical strength, and the temperature has also increased. Because it has completely become Yunshu's innate supernatural power, Yunshu doesn't have to worry about seriously injuring himself due to improper operation. King Dian's heart fire will no longer cause any harm to him. Even if it explodes, Yunshu will only be hurt at most. Just the impact of the explosion. Which era did you travel through? Sun Wukong said in surprise. This person can't be from 2006. He has never seen anyone with this special ability in 2006. 2060. Yunshu said. No wonder. Let me just say, there is no special human like you in 2006. Since you have special abilities, why? Sun Wukong asked, frowning. My body is still just a human body. My physical strength is limited, and I have no other way to escape. Moreover, although this flame is very powerful, the consumption is also extremely terrifying. It will make me fall into a weak state after releasing it once or twice. You monsters in this era have a lot of men. If I make a move, I'm afraid I'll lose my strength if I only deal with 2 little monsters, and then they will be caught and eaten by the monsters. Yunshu interrupted Sun Wukong again. He knew what Sun Wukong wanted to say. It was nothing more than why he was afraid of monsters with such superpowers. Also, don't worry. My disappearance will definitely attract the attention of the country, so I guess it won't be long before someone will come to this era to look for me. Yunshu was worried that Monkey King would not agree, so he created an important person for himself identity of. Sun Wukong didn't doubt it either. After all, how could the country not pay attention to a person with flame ability who could make Monkey King feel threatened? I see. That's fine, but you have to be careful. There are many monsters who want to eat us along the way. Monkey King said to Yunshu with a smile. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I will definitely not hold you back. Yunshu nodded excitedly. Half of it is pretending. As for the other half, after all, he is Monkey King, and he is still an idol. Although the strength of Monkey King is a bit tricky, it is of course exciting to be able to walk together. By the way, brother Hao, where is your master? Yunshu calmed down, and then asked suspiciously. Oops, I came out for arms, but I forgot about talking to you. Monkey King said nervously. It's okay, brother Monkey. Call your master and senior brothers in. I happen to have some food here. Besides, I also want to meet your second junior brother Zhu Beiji. Yunshu said with a smile. Well, my old grandson will come as soon as he goes. Sun Wukong said and left Yunshu's house directly. The first step is considered complete. Yunshu thought to himself while looking at the direction in which Monkey King was leaving with his clairvoyant eyes. Thank you Luo for your award. End of this chapter. Chapter 235. The story begins. Hey, this is the famous martial canopy. The moment he saw Zhu Beiji, Yunshu pretended to be excited and went up to hug Zhu Beiji. This is Master Xuanzang. Hello, hello. Yunshu didn't hug Tang San, but shook Tang San's hands. After all, he is an honest person, unlike these 2 brothers who wandered in 2006. This is the Rolling Curtain General. Hello, hello. Drifting is also an honest person, and Yunshu couldn't remember Drifting's last name after thinking for a long time, so Yunshu called him by his previous name directly. Thank you, Benefactor Yun. Tang San also just learned of Yunshu's name from Monkey King. You're welcome. I grew up listening to your stories. Yunshu said with a smile. Hey, brother, where did you come from? Zhu Beiji only knew from Monkey King that Yunshu was a future man, but he didn't know when he came from. Idiot. He is from 2060. Monkey King rushed to the side and said. It seemed that he was dissatisfied with being interrupted twice by Yunshu just now, and now he wants to get revenge. Hey, isn't that silly girl developed in 2060? Could it be that this little brother came here in that year? Zhu Beiji said in surprise. That's right, in my era, there were already countless copies of silly girls. I think I was framed by someone, and I was probably sent to this era of rampant monsters. Yunshu said nonsense with a serious expression. Road. Then did you offend someone? Zhu Beiji's heart of gossip began to burn when he heard this. After all, there were no entertainment activities and facilities in this era. Those ancient people who have experienced the impact of the era of information explosion, even if they return to ancient times, it will be difficult to adjust for a while. Like Zhu Beiji, in 2006, he either watched TV, or went out to have fun at night, or he was looking for a relationship with Helan. Now, except for being squeezed together with these three old men, I don't even have a book to read. I don't know, but in the future, some people will rely on the ability to travel through time and space to commit crimes. Yunshu thought of the evil magician Ma Lei in the second part. Hey, then tell us your story in the 2060s? Zhu Beiji said excitedly. He knew about it in 2006, but he hadn't heard of it more than 50 years later. Beiji, it's late at night, we should rest, and we have to continue on our way tomorrow. At this time, Tang San, who couldn't listen to the other side, spoke. He is a monk, although he himself is not interested in what Yunshu said and can resist the temptation, but his apprentice can't help it, so he reminded him. Okay, master. Let's go to bed after eating. Zhu Beiji suddenly froze and was about to listen to the story. Sleep. I'm going to sleep too. Yunshu packed up his things. After all, he would leave here with Monkey King and the others tomorrow. In the next few days, I didn't encounter any monsters along the way, so everyone was more at ease. After all, Tang San is just an ordinary person, and if there are monsters to harass all the time, these apprentices will not be able to do what they want. Fighting monsters every day will not be tiring. Finally, the day of April 15 came, and Yunshu knew that the plot was about to begin. Early this morning, everyone was on their way as usual, and finally, when Sun Wukong went out to beg for alms, suddenly, Zhu Beiji sensed a trace of evil spirit, and then he rushed to the place where the evil spirit came from. Laosha, you are here to protect your master. I'm going to help Lao Zhu. Yunshu would not let this opportunity go. After all, he traveled to this time just for today. Benefactor Yun, please be careful. After these few days, Tang San also knew that Yunshu was just a mortal like him, but only possessed some superpowers, so he was still not as reassuring about Yunshu as those disciples. His apprentices are all supernatural. Monkey King, Martial Canopy, General Roller. Don't worry. By the way, Brother Hao is back, let him help you out. Yunshu said, and ran towards the direction Zhu Beiji left. Old pig. What's going on? Yunshu said, after coming behind Zhu Beiji. The army of monsters. If there is no accident in this situation, it should be that guy Wangyoucao's men. Zhu Beiji looked at the army of tens of thousands of monsters and his legs began to tremble. The king of yellow eyebrows? Yunshu asked. After all, Yunshu didn't participate in their plot. Zhu Beiji and Monkey King here came from the time period of the finale. Zhu Beiji said that King Huangmei became their friend in the end. That's right. This guy doesn't look at his young age, but he has two treasures. One is a golden symbol that keeps people away, and the other is a human seed bag that accepts people. These two are the treasures of the Bodhisattva. So it is very troublesome to fight. Zhu Beiji gave Yunshu a popular science before King Huangmei came. Then just grab him directly? Yunshu said in amazement. In fact, Yunshu has a lot of doubts about the plot in the original book. Could it be that only the yellow-browed king can use this human race bag? Sun Wukong was able to steal the purple, gold and red goods of the two second-hand goods in Pingdingshan. Aren't this good and the mutton fat jade bottle both the treasures of the Taishang Laotian? So Sun Wukong used them anyway. Brother, you don't know. This human seed bag is a treasure of Maitreya Bodhisattva. It is very powerful. If we really make a move, we may not be able to react and be forcibly sucked in. Zhu Beiji said with a bitter face. 9981 difficulties. Which of these monsters are powerful? Don't they all rely on the treasures given by the Bodhisattva to bully us? If you have the ability, you don't need the treasures to make gestures with your brother Zhu directly. Zhu Beiji said helplessly. Journey to the West but he has read all of them, so basically he already knows what will happen later. Here we come. Yunshu squinted his eyes and said, knowing without perception, a black wind flew from nowhere and landed on the throne in the center of the monster army. That's the yellow eyebrow king? Why does he look so stupid? The corners of Yunshu's mouth slightly raised. He knew that this guy was bullied like a dog when he first arrived in 2006. It wasn't until he got used to the life there that he was fooled by Yuzuaoi and took advantage of the trend to rise up. PFFT. Don't say it. You really look so stupid. Zhu Beiji chuckled when he heard Yunshu's words, then nodded and said, "Idiot. What are you laughing at?" Sun Wukong's voice came, and it turned out that he had come back and rushed to their side. "Brother Monkey," Zhu Beiji said excitedly after hearing Sun Wukong's voice. Although Zhu Beiji's strength is quite strong, but seeing the army of hundreds of thousands of monsters, his legs are still weak. "Hey, you two go to the side to watch the show. I will deal with them," Monkey King said confidently. "No problem. Come on, brother Monkey." Yunshu ran to the side after speaking, and by the way, glanced at the silly girl not far away. End of this chapter. Chapter 236 being put into the race bag. At this time in 2060. What's the situation? Who is that person with Zhu Beiji? Drifting monk. Several researchers gathered together and looked at Yunshu in the picture intently. At this time, Yunshu had already changed into the clothes of this era, so they didn't realize that Yunshu was not from this world. Moreover, Yunshu has practiced the technique of invisibility, so no matter whether it is Monkey King or Shan-Yu, it is impossible to detect any information about Yunshu. That's why they wondered, who is this guy with Zhu Beiji? The silly girl couldn't detect it, so she gave them 9. Could it be that he is a legendary fairy? Someone speculated. Impossible, judging by his appearance. He should be just an ordinary person hiding behind Zhu Beiji, right? It doesn't matter. Let's talk about the situation first. Next, there will be Sun Wukong's solo show, one-on-one against an army of tens of thousands of monsters. After all, he made a big fuss in the Heavenly Palace, and Sun Wukong has no fear in the face of these scumbag monsters, and the recklessness is over. Soon, the army of tens of thousands of monsters was wiped out by Monkey King, and a single monkey. Ha ha ha. How dare you play tricks on me, Master Sun. Sun Wukong looked at the yellow-browed king and laughed, defeating his army of tens of thousands of monsters in a few minutes. The yellow-browed king looked at Monkey King with a sullen face and said nothing. "Brother Monkey, be careful of his baby," Yunshu reminded from behind. Although Sun Wukong has fought countless times with the Yellow Eyebrow King, but because of his personality, he will be included in the race bag every time. "Look at me taking you in too." Huang Mei immediately looked at Yunshu and Zhu Beiji viciously when he heard Yunshu's words. "Oops, Liao Yun, what are you talking about?" A strong suction force sucked them towards Huang Mei. Zhu Beiji said to Yunshu with a mournful face. "Don't worry, look at me." A flame rose from Yunshu's hand. "Let's go." Yunshu flicked the flames of the Kinglian Earth Heart fire in his hand like Huang Mei. What the hell? Huang Mei also noticed the inconspicuous little flame popped up by Yunshu. Although it didn't look obvious, the pressure brought by the flame to Huang Mei was indeed unparalleled. After all, it is the flame that even Sun Wukong finds it difficult. Call out. Under Yunshu's control, the flame flew to Huang Mei's buttocks in a flash. Ah. Suddenly there was a scream. Huang Mei put away the human race bag, and Monkey King fell from midair. "It's on fire. It's on fire." At this time, Huang Mei looked at his butt in horror and kept patting it with his hands. But no matter what he did, even if he sat on the ground and pressed his butt against the cyan flame, the body of the cyan flame, the burning pain never stopped. "I was wrong. I was wrong. Immortal, hurry up and take away your supernatural powers." Huang Mei ran to Yunshu with a sad face and kept begging for mercy. This blue flame was really weird. Not only could it not be extinguished, but even the burning damage was worse than that of Yunshu. Most of the damage done by ordinary flame burning. "I'm not in a hurry. If you don't try your golden symbol again, maybe if you take me in, the flame will be extinguished," Yunshu said with a smile. He is not like Sun Wukong and others. He wants to leave an unforgettable impression on Huang Mei. "Farewell, Daxon. If I'm wrong, please forgive me." Seeing Yunshu's smiling face, Huang Mei could not know that Yunshu was testing him, and I'm afraid he really wanted to take Yunshu, and with a golden symbol in the next second, the flame could burn him to death. Yunshu waved his hand, and the blue flame disappeared without a trace. Of course, the flame is actually still on Huangmui's buttocks. Yunshu left it there on purpose. You must know that the King Huangmui is a big monster. How could he say that he admits to being cowardly? I'm afraid that, as soon as Yunshu leaves, he definitely will continue to do evil. Finally, the flame that burned the weasel's butt. Yunshu really didn't want to take it back. Anyway, it's not the original fire. It's gone when it's gone. Thank you, Daxon. Thank you, Daxon. Go to hell, Daxon. Standing in front of Yunshu, Huangmei pretended to bow and kneel and said, and then made a sudden move, and the human seed bag instantly sucked Yunshu and Zhu Beiji in. Beiji, little tree. Sun Wukong became anxious when he saw Huangmei make a sneak attack and push Yunshu and Zhu Beiji into the human breeding bag. You come in for me too. Huangmei pointed the human race bag at Monkey King. Ah. Sun Wukong was immediately lost and was sucked into the air again, so he could barely support himself on the ground with his golden cudgel. Silly girl. Activate the function of maintaining social order. Over there in 2060, several researchers saw that Monkey King was about to be defeated by Huangmei and decided to ask Silly Girl to help. Old Yun. You said you. Zhu Beiji looked at Yunshu and sighed after Yunshu and Zhu Beiji were received into the human race bag. It was obvious that he was about to win, but at the last moment, he was sneak attacked by Huangmei. I didn't know this weasel was so cunning. Yunshu pretended to say helplessly. I don't blame you. Zhu Beiji looked at Yunshu with a helpless expression on his face. After all, even his senior brothers couldn't do anything about it, so it was normal for Yunshu to be attacked. Silly girl. Sun Wukong outside was rescued and looked at the silly girl and said in surprise. However, Sharingan ignored him. The social order maintenance function was still on. Sharingan had to get rid of her yellow eyebrows before she could relax. Since Sharingan's attack could imprison mana, Huangmei was quickly defeated and was directly fixed by Sharingan. Silly girl, quickly release my old grandson's junior brother and brother Xiaoshu. Seeing that Huangmei couldn't move for a while, Sun Wukong hurried to silly girl's side. But Sharingan put on a posture ready to fight and looked at Monkey King. Silly girl, what are you doing? Sun Wukong looked at silly girl suspiciously. Fight with me. If I win, I will release them. Silly girl looked at Sun Wukong with a smile and hooked her fingers. Good guy. What's the matter with you, silly girl? Have you forgotten my grandson? Monkey King didn't want to fight with his former companion, so he could only keep talking. But Sharingan will not hold back. After all, it is the group of researchers in 2060 who are currently controlling him. A young man looked at Monkey King on the screen with a smile on his lips. Let's see if it's me or Monkey King. After finishing speaking, he controlled Sharingan and Monkey King to fight. Stupid girl. But you turn your face and deny anyone. Brother Monkey, I'm going to fight back. Since Zhu Beiji and Yunshu were put into the human race bag, Monkey King will not hold back this time as in the original book. After all, Sharingan said that only by defeating her can Yunshu and Zhu Beiji be released. After a fierce battle, in the end Monkey King was slightly better and defeated Sharingan. Afterwards, Sharingan released Yunshu and Zhu Beiji. Where's Huangmei? I'm going to burn this grandson to death. Yunshu cursed as soon as he came out. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 237. Where's Huangmei? I'm going to burn this insidious grandson to death. Yunshu said cursingly as he fell out of the race bag. Oops. Huangmei ran away. Sun Wukong and Sharingan looked at the place where Huangmei was originally, and now they don't even have a fart. Not good. Master. Zhu Beiji and Sun Wukong exclaimed, and their two most powerful fighters ran out, and the drifting monk left behind could only shout big brother. Master was captured by a monster. A guy who can take the burden is definitely impossible to beat Huangmei. So Yunshu jumped onto Sun Wukong's back, and several people rushed towards the place where Tang San was. Silly girl also followed up. Huang busy. Stop. When everyone rushed to Tang San's side, Tang San had already fallen into Huang Mei's hands. Drifting Monk has also been arrested for helping Tang San go out to cook. Silly girl. Seeing the appearance of silly girl, Tang San said subconsciously. What stupid girl? You are a monk. You are thinking about some stupid girl when you are about to die. Huang Mei threatened everyone with a mace on Tang San's neck. Then he secretly took out his precious golden symbol and locked everyone inside with a snap. What the hell? Yunshu almost breathed a sigh of relief just after he got out of the human race bag. He was imprisoned in Jinneo again. Although I can leave at any time, but now the director didn't shout cap, I can't go out. Being shrunk and held in the hand, it is dangling all the time, which is even more uncomfortable than being on a boat. What place is this? Sun Wukong got up and scratched his head and said, it seems that he didn't respond to the country for a while. Brother monkey, didn't you break this golden symbol? Zhu Beiji said depressingly. HMPH. Last time my old grandson asked Kang Jinlong to drill a hole here. Why can't my old grandson find it? Sun Wukong looked around in the golden symbol. Let me come. Yunshu thought in his heart that he would be rescued by the silly girl anyway, so he might as well melt the golden symbol first. Yeah. It's broken and you can fix it. Then I'll help you melt it. Yunshu's voice came from the golden symbol. Ha 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 ha. If you can melt my golden symbol, I will call you grandpa. Huang Mei said jokingly outside. Oh. I don't want to have a grandson like you. Yunshu pouted. Afterwards, a trace of King Lian's heart fire recondensed. Ouch. His Jinneo was burned red by King Lian's heart fire in just a few seconds, but it didn't melt for a long time. As expected of a Bodhisattva's treasure, Yunshu looked at Jinneo and said excitedly, even the enhanced version of King Lian's heart fire has no way to deal with it for the time being. It can only burn red, but can't be melted. But just burning red already made Huang Mei unable to deal with it. After all, if it burned red, it would catch fire on the body. Grabbing the golden symbol he had just been burned and thrown away. Huang busy. If you have the ability, let us go out and fight each other. At this time, except for Shan Yu and Yunshu, Zhu Beiji and Monkey King were already sweating profusely. This is Yunshu's flame, so he can be immune, and he also has the ability to be immune to water and fire, and Shan Yu is made of fire-resistant materials. As long as it is not directly calcined by green fire, there is generally no problem. And the remaining two are struggling. Although Sun Wukong has higher resistance, but now he is more trapped in the golden symbol. Zhu Beiji has no fire resistance at all, and the two of them are like ants on a hot pot position. I'm talking about Liu Yun. Take your flame first. You're hurting the enemy by 1000 and yourself by 800. Zhu Beiji said with a mournful face. Although this will make Huang Mei have nowhere to attack Jinneo, but the two of them will suffer. Okay. Yunshu didn't expect that the golden symbol was so durable. It had been burned for a few minutes, but it didn't melt. Silly girl, now you have to go out to save us. Zhu Beiji and Monkey King said when they came to the silly girl. Silly girl doesn't follow orders from strangers. Silly girl said lightly. You tell the scientist behind you, now convert you into digital information and dial yourself out to save us. Yunshu said to Shan Yu. Please wait a moment. Shan Yu seemed to have received an order from the scientist behind her. Please tell me the details about you. Shan Yu looked at Yunshu and said suddenly. My detailed information? Yunshu scratched his head. Good guy. Why did I forget this? When I was thinking about it, I didn't expect the silly girl to ask directly. Before Yunshu came to this world, he had already thought of various ways to deal with it, but the group of scientists behind silly girl actually asked Yunshu for information directly. My name is Yunshu, from 2060, on December 12th. But Yunshu quickly thought of a way, and told them directly that he was later than their time and space, and the time period of the group of scientists was the 15th of January 6th Street. Traveling through time and space in this world is special, and it cannot go to the time and space, where it still exists, so even if people in the future know Yunshu's name, they cannot go to verify it, because they cannot travel back to when they were still alive. Please wait a moment. Sharingan spoke again. Yunshu reckoned that these guys should be inquiring about Yunshu's information. I haven't checked any information about you. How did you come to this era, and what happened to your flame? Sharingan asked the question that the scientist behind him wanted to know. I said you have to rush to ask these questions at this stall. We are still trapped in the golden nail. Yunshu was speechless to the scientists behind Sharingan. Please wait a moment. Sharingan turned her face away again. Probably the scientist behind it gave another order. But this time it was okay. Sharingan quickly turned into a string of virtual numbers and came to Huang Medi's side through Jinneo. Finally I can go out. Yunshu said helplessly. I said Xiaoshu. What's your situation? Sun Wukong and Zhu Beiji asked suspiciously. The time period I'm in should be a few months later than the time they researched the silly girl, so they can't go to the future time and space to inquire about my information. Yunshu could only tell Monkey King this way. Anyway, Sun Wukong's research on time and space cannot be so clear. Those who really understand must have noticed the problem. That is, it is impossible to find any information about Yunshu, even if it is earlier or later than their time, as long as the age difference it's not big, and they should be able to query Yunshu's information during their time period. But Yunshu didn't care anymore. Sharingan would run out of battery soon, and then they would definitely not care so much, even losing the important thing of Sharingan and caring about a human being who travels through time. End of this chapter. Chapter 238 come to 2006. Ouch. The three who were eavesdropping on the situation outside soon heard Huang Medi scream outside. Silly girl. Turn on the golden symbol. Yunshu knew that the battery of the silly girl was almost low. If she didn't turn on the golden symbol, it would be difficult for Yunshu to keep up. Thanks to Yunshu's reminder this time, Sharingan hurried over to pick up the golden symbol. Although Sharingan couldn't open it by herself, Yunshu has a way. Open. Yunshu yelled at Jinneo. Brother Monkey, is he talking to us? Zhu Beiji quietly ran to Monkey King's side and asked in a low voice. I don't know. You must be stupid, right? Sun Wukong didn't know what Yunshu was doing either. No response. Yunshu rubbed his chin. Could it be that the anti-void ability has been useless for a long time and has degenerated? Damn it, open it quickly. Yunshu yelled at Jinneo. Open. Open. Open it. Beep. Finally, under Yunshu's unremitting efforts, Jinneo was finally shaken by the anti-void ability and forced to open it. Oh, I'm going. I actually shouted Jinneo away. Everyone said in shock. What kind of operation is this? This golden symbol is recognized as the owner. Otherwise, in the original book, Monkey King would not let the silly girl go to ask for help in 2006, because even if others got the golden symbol, they would not be able to open it. Alarm alert. Insufficient energy. Please replenish energy in time. At this time, Sharingan's background began to alarm, and the scientists couldn't care about the westward journey era, so they had to quickly recall Sharingan. Sharingan flew into the sky after receiving the order, ready to enter the space-time tunnel. Seeing this, Yunshu hugged him immediately and shouted with Sun Wukong and the others, Brother Monkey, thank you for taking care of me during this time. I have to go back to my time. My race bag. At this time, Huang Medi saw that Sharingan was still holding his race bag and quickly flew up to grab it. In this way, both of them entered the space-time tunnel with Sharingan. Brother Monkey, what is going on? Zhu Beiji looked at Yunshu and Huang Medi who had left with Sharingan and said speechlessly, hey, idiot. This is where Huang Medi got to know us, but don't worry. They will be back soon. Monkey King knew the situation of time travel, so he didn't care. Anyway, they will eventually return to where they were originally placed. Oops. Bringing monsters into the real world is a big mess. Several scientists looked at the yellow eyebrows in the time tunnel and said in a panic. As for Yunshu, they ignored him. After all, according to what he said, he was originally from this era, so they didn't care. Huang Mei, you bastard. How dare you sneak attack me? In the space-time tunnel, Yunshu pretended to be vicious and said to Huang Mei, because it was not the first time to travel through time and space, Yunshu looked very calm, but Huang Mei was not like this. He was almost scared to pee by the strange space around him and the non-stop flashing lightning. Give me back my race bag. You give me back my race bag. Huang Mei could only keep tugging on her baby. Silly girl's energy is exhausted. This service is over. Because of the lack of electricity, Shaniu finally let go of Huang Mei's race bag, and Yunshu took advantage of this time to follow Huang Mei to 2006. It's not that Yunshu has no idea about this silly girl, but that Yunshu needs her to maintain the progress of the world's plot. He is here to experience life, not to buy goods. Yunshu and Huang Mei, who left Shanyu, finally broke through the time tunnel and came to the sky above Bijin City in the original book. Landing in the universe in the original book is not reasonable at all, so here is a slight modification. As soon as Yunshu landed, he changed into the clothes of this era. After all, his clothes were almost burned. The key point was that he didn't want to be surrounded by people like a monkey, so Yunshu specially put on the clothes to cover his handsome face, a mask. Although there are still 8 or 9 years before the smog will be so serious here, Yunshu can be regarded as a reminder to everyone in advance that the smog will be very serious here in a few years. And Huang Mei was falling on the street not far from Yunshu at this time, and he was very unlucky. He was run over by a minibus as soon as he landed and was crushed into a flat cake. The Bull Demon King. Yunshu looked at the golden ring rolling down from Huang Mei's body. If it wasn't because he didn't want to spoil the plot, this old cow would have been thrown back to his era by Yunshu long ago. Let you bully me. Now let's feel the impact of the era of information explosion. Yunshu looked at Huang Mei's flustered expression with a vengeful smile on the corner of his mouth. 110. 110. I'm in Financial Street. I killed someone. People in this era are still very honest, and they immediately called the police when they hit someone. No. Wait a minute. This man is up again. I'm damned. The driver watched in horror as the yellow eyebrows, which had been crushed into a thin sheet of paper, suddenly returned to their original shape, as if they had been inflated. Good guy. The driver was so frightened that he abandoned the car and fled on the spot. After a while, another modern car rushed straight towards Huang Mei. If Huang Mei hadn't just arrived in this world, Yunshu would have thought that the driver was deliberately trying to kill Huang Mei. He has a big heart. Yunshu said speechlessly. The driver is quite good at playing. Yunshu has already discovered the inappropriate scene in the car. After avoiding Huang Mei, he touched his body and finally heaved a sigh of relief when he found that he was not injured. He had just arrived in this world, and everything in this world was so strange to him. A car could crush him flat and put him in the ancient times. Even thousands of horse-drawn carriages could not do anything to him. That's why he was so sad that he was raised as a dog by Wang Xianba. Afraid of pistols, electric buttons, vacuum cleaners, and even public telephones. He mistook them for treasures that could hurt him. Are you okay? The driver of the training car came down and looked at Huang Mei worriedly. He probably didn't bump into the beggar. Relieved, Huang Mei put on a vicious expression, turned around and Luffy stretched out his arms and grabbed the trainer driver and pulled him in front of him. You tell me, what kind of treasure is that? Although Huang Mei really wanted to kill the person in front of him who dared to hurt him, but thinking of the power of the big black iron shell in front of him that could hurt him, his heart was still moved. Pointing to the car and asking the driver of the car, At this time, Yunshu had already hid aside, covering his mouth and sniggering. Although he was prepared, Yunshu still couldn't help laughing when he saw this funny scene. Ha ha ha. Who? Huang Mei turned her head to look at the grass beside her. Oh. Huang Busy, why did you become like this? Yunshu said indifferently as he came out of the grass with a sage-like expression. It's you. Huang Mei's pupils shrank sharply. End of this chapter. Chapter 239. It's you. Huang Mei's pupils shrank sharply. Although he changed his clothes, he still recognized him. This person was the guy who burned his ass with the blue flame. You actually appeared here too, Huang Mei said fearfully. He still has lingering fears about the power of that blue flame. After all, it cannot be extinguished, and the burner is very painful. I won't bother you anymore. See you again. Yunshu trotted away after saying that. The most urgent thing is to establish an identity first. This is a modern society after all. In the past, they traveled to either ancient times or different worlds. The only time they appeared in modern society was through the name of a hermit family. Now it is different. If they want to live normally in this world, a reasonable and legal identity is essential. However, this is BJ after all. Most of the senior officials in China are in this place. Although identity is the top priority, Yunshu is not in such a hurry at the moment. After all, he has not been in modern society for a while. Yunshu plans to have a good meal first, and then play for a night. The matter of identity will be discussed tomorrow. We met the protagonist so soon. Yunshu was surprised, because at this time he happened to meet Lu Xiaoqian, the male protagonist of the magic phone. This guy seemed to be being chased by something. He was running in a hurry. Yunshu knew that it was Huang Mei who was chasing him, because Huang Mei saw the silly girl turned into a crystal doll, and landed in Lu Xiaoqian's backpack in front of the crowd middle. Brother, why are you running in such a hurry? Yunshu planned to go up to get acquainted, so that he could recognize him when we meet again later. There's a beggar like a lunatic chasing me, yo. Don't say anything, I have to run quickly, and that guy will catch up again. Lu Xiaoqian stopped, and took the water from Yunshu, and took a big gulp, then continued to run towards the distance. That's right. Dude. Thank you for the water. Lu Xiaoqian suddenly stopped and waved to Yunshu. Yunshu didn't speak, just smiled and nodded with Lu Xiaoqian. In Yunshu's perception, there is a strange energy source in the bag behind Lu Xiaoqian. Presumably this is also an important reason for helping him save himself from danger under Huang Mei's hands. As expected of a heroine, Yunshu's silly girl doesn't have this ability, so why call her a silly girl? She might as well be called a fool. Speaking of silly girls, it's time to make a choice. Yunshu found a hotel close to where Lu Xiaoqian lived, and he planned to stay here temporarily, so that he could secretly observe Lu Xiaoqian. Swish. Yunshu waved his hand, and two shadow warriors appeared beside him. Security to my room. No one is allowed to come in. If someone harasses, knock me unconscious and throw it into the storage room. Yunshu gave an order to the two shadow warriors. This is not a different world, and shadow warriors usually kill people who are blocked, so Yunshu has to give the shadow warriors an order, otherwise letting them kill randomly may affect the progress of the plot. This is not what Yunshu wants to see. Let's take a look at the steps of absorbing a silly girl first. Yunshu took out the silly girl, and then used the real person mode. System, are you sure you want me to give her life? If she knows that I'm going to eat her, she won't escape through time and space. Yunshu was very worried. The current silly girl is just a mobile phone. What if the meaning of oneself is born after life? No one wants to be eaten and decomposed. Don't worry about the host, a silly girl will not be born with consciousness in a short time, so the host needs to make a choice as soon as possible. Moreover, the system will help temporarily block the surrounding space passages. Okay. For traveling through time and space. Done. Silly girl's other abilities Yunshu doesn't need. Yunshu can do it by himself. Maintain social order. Plan business service functions. Why do Yunshu want it? And he doesn't need to go to work. By the way, the system. Can I use this light energy charging function? Yunshu suddenly thought of this function. If he could use it, wouldn't he need to worry about energy consumption when fighting during the day? It cannot be fused. The host itself does not have this talent. The space-time travel is based on the time-space travel ability possessed by the spell, which is finally used after decomposition, analysis, and fusion. Salga. Yunshu was still slightly disappointed. After all, light energy charging, forget it. Yunshu brewed his emotions for a while, and then put his hand on Xianyu's head. Give life. A ray of emerald green light slowly shifted from Yunshu's hand to Xianyu's head, and finally disappeared. Yunshu knew that it was fused with Xianyu's body, that is to say, from this moment on, Xianyu officially became for a superhuman. I'm sorry. Yunshu looked at the silly girl who hadn't woken up and said inwardly, then directly transformed into his original gluttonous form, and swallowed the silly girl with the big mouth in his abdomen. Ding. Analyzing the space-time travel function of the Huarun brand 2060 mobile phone. Estimated analysis time left. 6 days and 23 hours. Is it a week? Not bad. Acceptable. Yunshu thought to himself after looking at the processing time of the system. By the way, system, if I analyze and integrate the ability to travel through time and space, can I travel through time and space in other worlds? Yunshu suddenly thought of this matter. It would be great if he could really travel through time. The host has not acquired the ability to travel through time and space. Unknown. Okay. Remember to remind me after the analysis. I'm afraid I'll forget it. Yunshu said to the system. The matter of time and space travel has been temporarily resolved, and Yunshu is also bored in the hotel, so he just went out to have a look. Today, almost most of the main characters and supporting roles will appear, and they have already left a good impression on the protagonist, so the remaining supporting characters, Yunshu, will naturally not let them go. I just went out to look for people, but I don't know where they are. At this time, Yunshu was squatting in a pavilion to enjoy the shade. At that time, he thought that he would meet various supporting characters. When he came out, it may have been an hour since the results came out, and it's really unlucky that Wangyoucao's trio of thieves didn't even meet. Help. Robbery. Just when Yunshu was about to leave to try his luck elsewhere, screams and cries for help suddenly came from not far away. Oh. In broad daylight, Lang Kyang actually dared to rob. There is no law. Yunshu felt happy and just went to vent the dissatisfaction accumulated in his heart for the past few days. Hey. Let me live. It's you? Yunshu was startled and unexpectedly met the second female number Wangyoucao here. Help. Chu hurriedly begged for help after seeing Yunshu. Stop. Yunshu was about to rush forward when another familiar voice came from beside him. End of this chapter. Chapter 240. Stop. Just as Yunshu was about to rush up to save someone, he unexpectedly heard another familiar voice from the side. So this is the scene. Yunshu thought to himself when he saw the person coming. It was a scene where Wangyoucao rescued Wangyoucao and was beaten up by the robbers. Although Wangyoucao also came over, Yunshu knew that this guy didn't have any fighting power. At most he was just beaten. So Yunshu made a move anyway. First he kicked the robber who was closest to him, and then ran to Wangyoucao's side and strangled another robber who was pulling Wangyoucao's backpack. Hey. Come and help. Yunshu didn't dare to come seriously. What if he accidentally killed these people and scared the two people next to him to death? So he had to pretend to call Wangyoucao to help. But Wangyoucao was busy being beaten on the ground by the last robber, and the one locked by Yunshu was the one who was in charge. And then, I'm coming. Wangyoucao's heart swelled, and he kicked the robber in front of Yunshu in the crotch. I'm going. Big sister, you're really here. What if this accidentally hurts me? Yunshu let go of the robber who was already in pain and clutching his crotch, unable to move, and said to Wangyoucao, I'm sorry, I was also nervous for a while. Wangyoucao stuck out her tongue and said, that's right. Yunshu immediately looked at the robber he had kicked away before. He didn't use much force in that kick, so Yunshu turned around and stood in front of Chachu to guard against the robber. Forget you to run fast. Yunshu saw that the robber kicked away by him had already taken away the robber who smashed the egg together with the robber who beat Wangyoucao, so he felt relieved and went to them. They let out a harsh word. Are you okay? Wangyoucao quickly ran to Wangyoucao's side. Although this buddy didn't help him, but his behavior still moved Chachu very much. However, Wangyoucao quickly ran away after getting up because he still had something to do and was in a hurry. Hey. Wangyoucao wanted to stop him, but in the end he couldn't hold back Wangyoucao and let him leave. Thank you too. May I ask what your address is? Chu thanked Yunshu when she came to Yunshu. That. It seems that the buddy who was beaten before fell down. Yunshu pointed to the crystal doll on the side of the road. That is, silly girl. Wangyoucao didn't find this crystal doll this time, so Yunshu still kindly reminded her, otherwise there might be some accidents at that time. Chu picked up the crystal doll and looked at it, then put it in her bag and planned to return it to Wangyoucao the next time she met Wangyoucao. Hey, sir, you haven't told me your name yet. By the way, my name is Wangyoucao. Chachu hurriedly ran to Yunshu and stopped him. She had already run away with a benefactor. Can't let go. My name is Yunshu. You can call me Wangyoucao. Although Yunshu has lived forever, his face is fixed at around 20 years old, and his age is even more exaggerated. Yunshu is not yet 18 years old. Therefore, when meeting someone who looks older than him, Yunshu will still subconsciously ask the other person to call him Xiaoshu. After all, I look very young. Little tree. Thank you for saving me today. How about this? Let me treat you to dinner. Choo Choo thought for a while and said, let's do it. Yunshu thought for a while, and he might have to make a record next time, so he happened to be with Choo Choo, so that he could get acquainted with Junziao and Choo Choo's good sister Helan. The appearance rate of these two in the original work is no less than that of Choo Choo, not to mention that Helan is the woman of Yunshu's good brother Zhu Beiji. Soon, the police rushed over, and the trio of Wangyoucao next to him still didn't want to give up on the silly girl, and hid aside with their cute backpacks on their backs, all of which were sensed by Yunshu. Brother Shan. The police are here. Xiao Wu hugged Wangyoucao's arm in a panic. After all, they were thieves, and they just stole a mobile phone. What are you panicking? Don't do anything wrong, and don't be afraid of ghosts knocking on the door. Wangyoucao is not afraid of the police, because they are not involved in the robbery now, but his two big teammates are different. Sun Fian and Xiao Wu, the two were timid, and when they saw the police, they were so scared that they ran away. Wangyoucao really had no choice but to run along, and finally all three were captured. Two pig teammates. Yunshu thought to himself, the trio of Wangyoucao is really unlucky. Come with us, go back and make a record. The police came to Yunshu and brought Yunshu and Xiaochu back to the police station. Not good. Forgot about this. Yunshu found out that he did not have an ID card when he arrived at the police station, so he might only be able to use illusion to hypnotize him later. After some hypnotic induction, Yunshu and Choo Choo walked out of the police station together, just in time to run into Helan and Yusuai, who came to pick up Choo Choo. Chachu. Did this guy bully you? I'll help you teach him a lesson. Helan looked at Yunshu and thought it was Yunshu who bullied Chachu, so she rushed over and wanted to kick Yunshu a few times. Sister I made a mistake. Seeing this, Choo Choo quickly hugged Helan. He saved me. Don't scare her. Chachu. How are you? They didn't hurt you. Yusuai looked at Chachu nervously and said, no, they just snatched my bag, and they were beaten away by Xiaoshu, that is, he and another gentleman, but the other gentleman left beforehand, so only Xiaoshu and I were left to do it together. Recorded. Oh, so that's the case. What about those who bullied you? Are they still inside? Having said this, Helan looked at the gate of the police station, as if he wanted to rush in and hammer the robbers. Your name is Xiaoshu, right? Thank you. Yusuai walked up to Yunshu and nodded to him with a smile. Yunshu knew that Yusuai liked Xiaochu. Those robbers are still inside. Choo Choo said pitifully. Let me in. I'm going to beat them to death. After hearing Choo Choo's words, Helan wanted to rush to the police station like crazy again to beat up those robbers. Calm down. Calm down. This is the police station. Let the law punish them. Yusuai hurriedly stopped Helan. If he beats someone in the police station, even Helan might be punished. Sister forget it. Anyway, they didn't bully me. Xiaoshu and another gentleman saved me. Besides, I'm about to invite Xiaoshu to dinner. Xiaochu said to Helan. Helan seemed to have calmed down after hearing Choo Choo's words. Well, that's all, but I'll find a place. Helan nodded after hearing Choo Choo's words, and then went to a certain big hotel to book a private room. Choo Choo and her relationship are like sisters, and the sister's savior must be treated well. End of this chapter. Chapter 241, opening a martial arts hall. Tuigi. At a certain big hotel, Yunshu's mouth twitched slightly as he saw Xiaochu, who had already piled up several large plates in front of him and was still cooking. Good guy. As far as Yunshu's appetite after evolution is concerned, I'm afraid it's not as big as Chachu's appetite. I'm sorry, I made you laugh. My appetite is indeed a bit bigger than the average girl. Choo Choo said, a little embarrassed when she saw Yunshu staring at her in a daze. Xiaochu invited Lu Xiaoqian to dinner for the first time. The table was full of rice bowls, and she was still eating. After eating, she was afraid that she would not be full and ate while crying when she returned home. In short, she was very edible. Although Yunshu looks very young, he is handsome after all. A girl can't resist a guy like Yunshu who is handsome, good looking, super able to fight, and has a powerful boyfriend. Even Yilan on the side looked at Yunshu frequently after hearing Yunshu's story. You're not just bigger. Yunshu murmured with twitching corners of his eyes. There was only one plate in front of Yilan, and before he ate it, there were nearly 10 plates piled up in front of Chuchu. By the way, Xiaoshu, how old are you this year? Yilan looked at Yunshu's eyes with curiosity. I'm 18 this year. The corner of Yunshu's mouth curled up. Anyway, his current body has matured, and he has already lived forever. It is the same, whether he is 18 or 180. So that's it. Then where do you work? Yilan continued to ask. Yusuai on the side also had a look of interest in his eyes. He just heard Yunshu introduce himself. He was 18 years old. He left school just after graduation and came to such a big city by himself. Courage, the cloud tree, is different from others. I haven't found a job yet. Yunshu smiled and said embarrassingly, rubbing the back of his head. How about this? You come to work in my company, you are Chuchu's lifesaver. I will never treat you badly. Yilan said quietly, looking at Yunshu. This old woman doesn't think she has thoughts about me. She wants old cows to eat young grass. No, no, no. This is the old pig's woman. Yunshu lowered his head and pretended to be thinking, but he thought to himself. Thank you, Sister He. However, I still plan to figure out a solution for the work myself. Yunshu said solemnly. This sentence immediately made the eyes of the 3 people on the side brighten. I underestimated him before. Okay, I'm about to go back too. Yunshu said to several people, seeing that Chuchu had finally finished eating. Hey, Xiaoshu, leave a phone call. Chuchu hurriedly stopped Yunshu and said. Sorry, I haven't bought a mobile phone yet. Let's see you by fate. Yunshu waved his hand and said. Then he just walked out of the hotel, out of sight of several people. Why is your heart moving? Yilan came to Chuchu's side and teased when she saw her staring at Yunshu leaving the place. There's only one idiot left. Oh no. It's Mr. Fan. This person, Yunshu, doesn't plan to contact him for the time being. After all, he is the target of the Bull Demon King, and the Bull Demon King has seen Yunshu during his journey to the west. It would not be worthwhile to make the Bull Demon King suspicious if he contacted the rice bucket rashly. As for the modern Western literary work buried at the foot of the mausoleum, there is something about the immortal pill written in it. Yunshu plans to go and see it in 2 days, to see what the so-called magical medicine even the Demon King wants to eat. Is it so miraculous that people can live for 1 year? It's useless to eat it yourself. You can feed it to your family. The immortality pill is made from the concentrated sap of 10,000 trees plus the samum liquid from the center of the earth. To make an immortality pill requires such insane raw materials. Naturally, it is impossible for Yunshu to do it, so he just wants to see, can you replace these 2 things with other high energy gadgets? The sap of the tree is equivalent to the blood of the tree, and the sap in the center of the earth is similar to the blood essence of the earth. Both things are almost high life and high energy things. Yunshu itself has this ability endowed by life, so he thought, let's see if we can use this ability to create a different kind of immortality pill. How long it can live is not a problem. Anyway, Yunshu is immortal and can make endless immortality pills. The next day, it took Yunshu a while to get a certificate. Don't ask what to do, it's just hypnosis. After getting the certificate, Yunshu started to look for a job. After all, he came to this world to experience life, and it would be annoying to always stand up to those protagonists. Yunshu searched while inquiring, and finally went to the talent market that Lu Xiaoqian had been to then. Young man, come to us. We have good welfare here. Little handsome guy. Don't listen to her. Our benefits here are better than this. What's going on? Yunshu said with a dazed expression on his face. Just as he came in, some women with heavy makeup beside him started to touch him. Damn it, it's possible that these ugly bastards are thinking about my body. Yunshu thought to himself, and then hurried to other places. Why? Just because he has a good skin? The few people who followed Yunshu on the side whispered. Yunshu's face darkened when he heard this. What's wrong with being handsome? Have you eaten your rice? Laoti's Edu's good looks are born with you crooked melons and jujubes. Sure enough, boys like me who are not only outstanding, but also handsome are in high demand everywhere. Seeing Yunshu's face change, the beeping people at the side also knew that Yunshu was angry and quickly ran into the crowd. After wandering around the talent market for a long time, he still couldn't find a job that satisfied Yunshu. As for those few who were concerned about Yunshu's body, Yunshu reckoned that the salary should be quite high if he went there, but it wasn't just his body that was sold, and his own noble soul, so Yunshu thinks about it and forgets it. Since I can't find a job, why don't I come to the whole place to have fun? Yunshu thought for a while, and the only thing that is convenient for him to use directly in this world is fighting. Therefore, Yunshu tried to find a way to see if he could open a martial arts gym or something, so as to pave the way for him to fight those monsters and ghosts in the future, and at least this could be regarded as a legitimate job. After all, I'm not one of those flamboyant ones, and Yunshu has already taught students twice. The first time was that Zhangchulan who shouldn't be forced to face, and then drugged himself to sleep. Cough cough. The only female apprentice is Feng Xian. That's right, you can try it. Yunshu thought for a while. He couldn't teach those Feng Hao Kim and Tang Xianlu and so on, but he could still teach acupoints. Daoist Wang Yi's acupuncture skills are also very powerful. In the original book, just acupoints alone suppressed the three Zhuges family with hydrocephalus. Wouldn't it be possible to suppress those Kemen who are superior to Zhuge King? It can also prove the strength of Wang Yi's kung fu. And this point Yunshu can use without learning, because he can see through eyes. End of this chapter. Chapter 242. But I can't let me handle all the things alone. Yunshu thought in his heart whether he should recruit a few apprentices first, so that he can help himself deal with the trivial matters related to the martial arts hall. After all, opening a martial arts gym is actually opening a school, so there are many things that need to be applied for, such as school permits, fire permits, business licenses, etc. Naturally, it is impossible for Yunshu to handle these things by himself, so he needs a little brother who runs errands. Ahem, it's a subordinate. But having said that, these days, it seems that there are no such things as martial arts halls, because learning martial arts in modern society is not very useful except for physical fitness and self-protection locked in. However, as Chinese people, there are still many people who want to learn martial arts. Even some policemen in the police station want Lu Xiaoqian to teach them two skills, after seeing Lu Xiaoqian's strange operations in the magic phone. It's just that there is no such authentic martial arts teaching anymore. As I remember, Wang Xianba seems to be a good candidate. Since choosing someone to get along with often, the characters in the original plot are naturally the best choice. Although Wang Xianba is a thief now, he claims that thieves are righteous, and he will not do immoral things, just like Mr. Fan wants him to teach Lu Xiaoqian and the migrant worker who reported Mr. Fan. Even Mr. Fan Wang Xianba did not agree to the high price of yuan. You must know that it is now 2006, and many people's monthly salary is not even 1 yuan. Yuan can save Wang Xianba at least for the rest of his life. Strictly speaking, this guy was only forced to become a thief. His dream was to be a philosopher. However, without money, let alone philosophy, he couldn't even learn mathematics. As long as he had so much money, he didn't need to be a thief at all. As for Sun Fian and Xiao Wu, these two remain to be seen. After all, they never soften their hearts when they do bad things. Come someone, Yunshu said to the empty room. As soon as the words fell, a shadow warrior appeared in front of Yunshu, kneeling on one knee, as if waiting for Yunshu's order. Bring me Wang Xianba here. After receiving the order, the shadow warrior quickly sank into the shadow at Yunshu's feet. Yunshu didn't worry about whether he could accomplish this. Although Yunshu only said a name, the shadow warrior was created by his own will now. The shadow warrior would also know what he was thinking before, so Yunshu only called out one shadow warrior. Because a shadow warrior is enough. Let me calm down. What is our King Huang Mei doing now? Yunshu had already imprinted the mark of divine power on Huangmi when he first came into contact with Huangmi. Although this imprint of Shenwei is the same as that of Xiao Wu and the others, without Yunshu's consent, Huangmi could not summon the soldiers of the Ghost Shadow Corps. The only function of this imprint on him was to let Yunshu perceive his current situation. It's so emotional, you're actually playing with water. Yunshu closed his eyes and felt the situation on Huangmi's side. He should have just been picked up by Wang Xianba. Because his body is too dirty, he is currently taking a shower. Good guy. How dare you reach out your wet hand to touch the switch. Yunshu couldn't help closing his eyes when he saw this. Huangmi is really interesting. Since you've seen Huangmi, why don't you also take a look at the situation of that shadow warrior, see where you are. Yunshu closed his eyes again and turned his perspective to the shadow warrior. It's already here. Yunshu has already seen the place where Wang Xianba is from the shadow warrior's vision. The pink roof should be Wang Xianba's home without accident. This ability is also a new ability after the fusion of Ghost Shadow Kingdom and Yunshu Shenwei. Yunshu can directly observe the situation of the soldiers of the Ghost Shadow Corps who have the mark of Shenwei, or formed by his will. Just like before, observing the yellow eyebrow through the imprint, and transferring part of his consciousness to the Shadow Warrior. Just as Wang Xianba and Sun Fian were getting tired, there was a sudden scream, and the entire top floor instantly became pitch black. Brother Xian, this kid even dares to touch the switch. Xiao Wu's voice reached Wang Xianba's ears. This kid. A trace of helplessness flashed in Wang Xianba's eyes. He originally wanted to bring Huangmi back to be a servant, but after looking at it this way, Huangmi seemed to be a fool. Heaven. God. Xianba. Wang Xianba was just about to talk to Sun Fian when he saw Sun Fian pointing behind Wang Xianba with a terrified expression. Fian, what's wrong? Wang Xianba asked suspiciously. Xianba, you, behind you, there is a ghost. Sun Fian peed in fright on the spot when she saw the shadow warrior's red eyes. Fian, do you really want to make such a joke at this romantic moment? Wang Xianba said helplessly, then turned his head inadvertently for a glance. Wang Xianba was frightened and fainted on the spot. Afterwards, Sun Fian also fainted. The shadow warrior looked at Wang Xianba and then carried him into the shadow of the ground. This is also the benefit of the fusion of the kingdom of shadows and the world of God's might. From the real world to the world of God's might through the shadows, one can then directly come to Yunshu's side through the world of God's might. There is absolutely no need to rush in the real world like before. Okay, then you are responsible for following him secretly. If he wants to run away, hit him directly. If he can't be beaten to death, hit him to death. Naturally, Yunshu will not wait here for this guy to wake up. He still has to think about where the martial arts gym will be opened. Leave a letter and a bag of Ruanmei coins. This letter was just written by Yunshu. It contains some details about all the trivial matters in the martial arts gym. The money is reserved for Wang Xianba's work. It has already been said in the letter that he can only use the money here for food until he finishes his work. If he runs away with the money, the shadow warrior will kill him directly. It is necessary to live. I'm leaving. Remember to keep an eye on him. Yunshu left the hotel directly after leaving a word. He is going to look for a place now to open a martial arts gym. Naturally, it needs to be the most lively place. Wang Xianba struggled to stand up. He seemed to have seen a ghost just now and then passed out somehow. Here it is. Of course the hotel Yunshu lived in was top notch, and Wang Xianba said in shock looking at everything in the room. Could it be that I was kidnapped? That's not right. This place looks like a hotel, and kidnapping doesn't mean I'm bound to a hotel. Wang Xianba seemed to have thought of something and quickly touched his clothes and butt. Fortunately. What is this? Wang Xianba looked at the envelope on the table beside him and said suspiciously. End of this chapter. Chapter 243. The title was eaten by me too. What is this? Wang Xianba saw the envelope on the table next to him. It seems to be addressed to me. Wang Xianba saw his name on the envelope. Soon, Wang Xianba read the entire letter, and after reading it, Wang Xianba looked at the bag of cash in front of him, and now he had only one thought in his mind. Finally someone fell in love with my talent. Wang Xianba shouted up to the sky. If Yunshu was on the sidelines, he would definitely interject inappropriately. No, I just saw through you. Yunshu doesn't like trouble, so instead of finding someone who doesn't know the details, it's better to find a character he has already seen through, and Yunshu is quite interested in this guy. So, these are. Wang Xianba looked at a bag beside the table. My god. Wang Xianba looked at the bag in shock, which was almost full of cash. However, after a while, a shadow appeared in front of Wang Xianba. Who? My god. Wang Xianba raised his head and saw the shadow warrior just in front of him. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Wang Xianba immediately hugged his head and squatted down begging for mercy. However, after squatting down for a while, I didn't feel any pain. Wang Xianba carefully raised his head to look at the shadow warrior and found that the other party took out another letter and put it on the table. It's not here to kill me, Wang Xianba said suspiciously. Then he picked up the letter on the table and read it. 5 minutes later. So you are a shadow warrior. Did the boss tell you to stare at me? Wang Xianba had already learned the truth from the second letter. Moreover, he has already assumed the identity of Yunshu's subordinate. After all, Yunshu is the only one who believes in him and appreciates him so much for all these years. There is at least about 100 million cash in this bag, and Yunshu is willing to let him take care of it himself. Isn't this what trust is? Don't worry. I will finish what the boss told me. And, will you really protect me? Wang Xianba looked at the shadow warrior and asked quietly. Yunshu said in the letter that, if Wang Xianba did his best, then Shadow Warrior would be his bodyguard, and if he didn't, he would be the god of death who sent him to hell. However, since it was the first time he saw so much money, Wang Xianba was afraid that someone would rob him, so he asked the Shadow Warrior. After all, he is a thief, and he knows best how fierce the competition is in this industry. Even a thief like Xiao Wu's mobile phone will be stolen by his peers, which means that there are many more powerful thieves in Bijin City than them. Then it must be very unsafe to carry so much money with you. By the way, Mr. Shadow Samurai, I encountered a strange thing before, and I think the boss might be interested. Wang Xianba thought of the silly girl in Lu Xiaoqian's hands, and felt that his boss would be impressed by such a miraculous thing interest. However, Shadow Warrior just stared at him silently, without the slightest reaction. After all, the Shadow Warrior didn't have his own will, but the will of Yunshu, and the Shadow Warrior heard Wang Xianba's voice, and Yunshu knew what Wang Xianba said, silly girl. But Yunshu is not interested in silly girls at all at the moment. It is only a semi-finished product after all. So he controlled the Shadow Warrior and said to Wang Xianba, do what you should do, and don't bother with other things. Hearing this creepy sound, Wang Xianba's whole body suddenly became energetic. Yunshu didn't expect the Shadow Warrior to speak so badly, but that's okay. After all, the Shadow Warrior is not suitable to be a good person from the outside. This ghostly appearances of Elaine, no matter how you look at it, the terrifying voices used to the deterrents also saved Yunshu from pretending to be cruel. Yes, boss, Wang Xianba replied. Afterwards, Yunshu withdrew his consciousness. He used Shadow Warrior to look at Wang Xianba instead of himself. Brother Xian. Brother Xian. Xianba. Xianba. Xiao Wu, what should I do? Where did your brother Xian go? At this moment, Sun Fian was as anxious as an ant on a hot pot. Wang Xianba just gave her a diamond ring, but after a while they held, and then Wang Xianba disappeared. Could it be his fault? Sun Fian pointed at Wang Mei angrily. This kid has been acting weird since he was brought back, and it was because he touched the switch before Xianba disappeared. Sun Fian was about to cry. Tell me, did you do it? Xiao Wu came to Huang Mei viciously, holding a wooden stick in his hand, as if he was about to hit Huang Mei's body in the next second. It's not me. Huang Mei looked at the wooden stick in Xiao Wu's hand with a grieved expression. Snapped, snapped, snapped. Don't say it. Say it or not. The wooden stick in Xiao Wu's hand hit the sofa where Huang Mei was sitting. If he really wanted to hit someone, he wouldn't dare. They are just thieves. If they beat someone up and hurt them, it's not just as simple as going in and sitting there for a few days. Xiao Wu, what are you doing? Sun Fian dissatisfiedly watched Xiao Wu beating the sofa violently. Sister Jaina, then I don't dare to really do it. Xiao Wu turned around and said embarrassingly, if you don't do it, I'll do it. Sun Fian was furious at this moment. Her favorite Qianba had disappeared in front of her. How could she not be angry? Boom. Ouch. Sun Fian really hit Huang Mei's body this time. Even if she was a woman, one can imagine the power of the wooden stick hitting her body. Boom. Don't tell me. It hit Huang Mei's body again, and Huang Mei grinned and said with a mournful face, I really didn't do it. Don't force me. Huang Mei could no longer endure such pain. He had been bullied since he came to this world. Even children bullied him. He finally couldn't take it anymore. So what if I force you? What do you want to do? I'll go to the head office. Huang Mei glanced at the treasure mobile phone in Xiao Wu's hand fearfully and said aggrievedly, people have treasures in their hands. Can't they afford to provoke them or hide them? Thinking of this, Huang Mei no longer cared about these two people and directly turned into a black wind, and he didn't know where it went. Oh, why am I so unlucky? Landed in a deserted place. Huang Mei sighed with a sad face. Isn't that? Huang Mei sat on the curb and looked up, just in time to see Lu Xiaoqian, who had fooled him twice before. Okay, let me find you. Huang Mei showed a fierce expression. However, after seeing Lu Xiaoqian coming to the public phone booth, Huang Mei was immediately frightened again, because Lu Xiaoqian was holding the treasure from before. Little boy, I thought I wouldn't be able to deal with you. I'll wait for you to leave. Huang Mei looked at Lu Xiaoqian and thought to himself. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 244 Mark Me Eat 3. Little boy, do you think I can do nothing about you? I'll wait for you to come out. Let's see how you escape from my palm this time. Huang Mei looked at Lu Xiaoqian and thought to himself, it was because he was fooled by this person before, but now that he sees the silly girl in his hands, it is even more impossible for Huang Mei to let him go now. It's just that, because Lu Xiaoqian was still holding the treasure, Huang Mei didn't dare to go forward for the time being. Hey, what are you doing? You're sneaking around here. Huang Mei suddenly felt that someone was patting him on the shoulder, but when he looked back, he was so frightened that he almost lost his mind. It's you. Huang Mei looked at Yunshu in horror. Yunshu actually didn't expect to see something that should have happened tomorrow night tonight. He just came out to have a meal. It stands to reason that Lu Xiaoqian should call Chachu tonight and then crack the silly girl's code together, but he didn't expect that this part of the plot would be skipped directly. Seeing Lu Xiaoqian on the phone with Huang Mei, Yunshu knew that Xianyu would start it immediately. But he didn't expect that at this moment. He saw the yellow eyebrow who was peeping wretchedly. So Yunshu walked over quietly to scare Huang Mei. It's you. Huang Mei looked at Yunshu in horror. The damage Yunshu's injury caused to his but made him still terrified until now, and sometimes his butt hurts when he thinks about it. What are you doing sneakily here? Yunshu said with a smile. Huang Mei, what do you want? I'm in the same camp as you now. By the way, didn't you come to this era with me? See if that person over there is there and the silly girl is in his hands. As long as we snatch the silly girl over, we can go home. Huang Mei looked at Yunshu excitedly and said he thought Yunshu was from more than 1000 years ago like him. Yunshu was speechless for a while. Enjoy life here. Yunshu patted Huang Mei's shoulder without saying anything. If there is no accident, Huang Mei should be imprisoned in a mental hospital for a period of time. If Yu Suai does not discover Huang Mei as in the original book, then I'm afraid that Huang Mei will stay in the mental hospital until Yu Suai steals a silly girl, or go to get an electric shock. At that time, with the relationship between Yu Suai and Huang Mei, it is naturally impossible for Xianyu to imprison Huang Mei's manner, and even take Huang Mei back to work hard with him. Finally, Yunshu glanced at Yu Suai in the car not far away. He was still staring at Lu Xiaoqian who was on the phone not far away in the car. as if he could see that he just threw a stone on his rear window. People. The next day, Yunshu began to look for a suitable place, but after all, Beijing is so big, it might not be easy to make a choice right away. At this time, Wang Xianba had already returned to his home and brought back the million cash that Yunshu gave him. Wang Xianba thought to himself, anyway, Yunshu didn't say that he couldn't recruit people, so Wang Xianba guessed in his heart, why can't he let his own people come, if he has money to make, and Sun Fian and Xiao Wu are the closest to him people. Xianba, that boss gave you all these? Sun Fian saw a strange gleam in Sun Fian's eyes when he saw the so much cash Wang Xianba brought back. Fian, Xiao, do it with me. Wang Xianba looked expectantly at the two people with whom he had the best relationship. As long as they can complete the tasks Yunshu ordered, then they won't have to live this kind of life in fear all day long, and they won't have to steal or rob anymore. Xianba, are you stupid? The money is already in your hands. What are you going to do? Sun Fian looked at Wang Xianba and said bitterly, in her opinion, they are thieves. Since the money has already been in Wang Xianba's hands, it naturally belongs to them. Wang Xianba even ordered some bosses to let them do this and that. Isn't that a disease of the brain? Isn't it delicious to just take the money and run away? Fian, how can you think like this? Are you planning to live like this forever? Have you forgotten? We still have ideals. Don't talk to me. That's your ideal. I just want money. Why do we risk getting caught every day to steal mobile phones? It's better for money. Now that we have so much money, what do we want to do? We have to go. Let your boss be your boss. With so much money, we are the bosses ourselves. Sun Fian's words made Wang Xianba dumbfounded. People who have lost their dignity and dignity. You know, although Wang Xianba is a thief, he cares about his personality and dignity very much. Even if he is caught by the police station, he dares to say in front of those policemen, don't insult my noble personality with your suspicious eyes. Kind of words. One can imagine how disappointed he is with Sun Fian in front of him now. After Sun Fian made some touching remarks, Wang Xianba remained silent. He thought that Sun Fian would be like him, a person with ideals and ambitions. I didn't expect the girls to hurt at this time. Wang Xianba was completely disappointed with the person he loved the most in front of him. At this moment, a pitch black figure rose slowly from the shadow behind Sun Fian. You shouldn't be in this place. Shadow Warrior's chilling voice sounded again. Ah. Sun Fian looked back after hearing the voice and was so frightened that she picked up the wooden stick on the ground and threw it at Shadow Warrior. However, such an attack could not hurt the Shadow Warrior at all, and the Shadow Warrior easily took the wooden stick and held it in his own hands. I'm sorry, sir. Please don't hurt her. I'm leaving now. Wang Xianba said in a panic, looking at the Shadow Warrior's scarlet eyes. After receiving Wang Xianba's reply, the Shadow Warrior gradually sank into the shadows. Fian. Different ways, we don't conspire with each other. Let's end it like this. Wang Xianba said tearfully, looking at Sun Fian, who was crouching on the ground with her head in her hands in fright. Hey. No, brother, that day, you haven't asked me yet? At this moment, Xiao Wu's awkward voice sounded from the side. The departure of the Shadow Warrior just now made Xiao Wu regain some courage and say aloud, Xiao Wu, you are a good seedling. If you are willing to continue to follow Brother Shine will come to you in a while. Wang Xianba said, and glanced at Sun Fian. It seems that he still can't forget this love he loves woman. It's really interesting. Listening to Wang Xianba's voice, Yunshu felt that this thief was really special. End of this chapter. Chapter 245, taking Xiao Wu to modern society. Flying people. In the past 2 days, flying people have started to appear on TV, and Yunshu knows that Lu Xiaoqian has almost figured out the function of a silly girl system. How long will it take for the stupid girl's function to be successfully analyzed? Yunshu knew that when Huang Mei touched the imprisonment, Lu Xiaoqian would fight him, and then, if Lu Xiaoqian couldn't beat him, he would go to Monkey King and Zhu Beiji for help. It's just that during this period, due to a little accident due to time, Lu Xiaoqian and Shan Yu at that time met Uami and Chuchu, who traveled through time 2 months later. and that time period was when ZHU Beiji was still called ZHU Ganglu, that is to say, at that time Tang San and Monkey King had not yet arrived at Gaoleo's Huang. How could Yunshu miss this time traveling plot? So Yunshu is looking forward to this ability now. Remaining analysis time. 1 day and 6 hours. Is it okay tomorrow? Yunshu looked excitedly at the remaining time. The past 2 days have been really boring. I just watched the Shadow Warriors bullying Wangyoucao in the martial arts hall all day long. The martial arts hall was completed 2 days ago, and the decoration is streamlined. The Shadow Warrior was finished in 1 day, but it was a pity that no one signed up for 2 days. But Yunshu had expected this, so he didn't care at all. His original intention of running the martial arts gym was just not wanting to always wander around or squat in the hotel to peep. Boss. Wangyoucao came to Yunshu's side with a bruised nose and swollen face from the beating. It's over? Yunshu glanced at the Shadow Warrior and said. The Shadow Warrior nodded, then sank into the shadows. TSK. Look at how promising you are. I suffered more when I was 6 years old than you have suffered in your entire life. If you want to gain great strength, you must be beaten. Yunshu said, and smashed the wooden dummy next to him with his fist boom. Wangyoucao stared blankly at the shattered wooden pile, and then said stammeringly, Sir, can I also practice to such a strength? That depends on how hard you train. Yunshu said lightly. In fact, Yunshu was purely fooling Wangyoucao. A muggle like him would never be able to punch something harder than himself, no matter how hard he exercised. Unless he got a silly girl. Okay, take the medicine and continue practicing. Yunshu threw a bag of pills to Wangyoucao, making him continue to be beaten. Yunshu also trained Zhangchulan in this way. Only when his body is strong can he gain great strength. The elixir that Yunshu gave him could not only help him recover from his injuries, but also slowly increase his physical strength. After a period of time, at least like a person who has practiced, it is no problem to hit 2 or 3 at a time. The next day. Ding. Silly girl's space-time travel ability analysis is complete. Do you want to perform fusion? Fusion. Of course we must. Yunshu nodded and said. Fusion complete. In an instant, Yunshu seemed to be enlightened and understood the space-time structure of the whole world, as if he could tear apart the space and enter the time-space tunnel at any time. Is this the ability to travel through time? It's really a heifer flying on a plane, it's awesome. Yunshu said in surprise. Yunshu tried it directly and sent himself to 641, the time after he left. Brother Monkey. As soon as Yunshu appeared, he saw Monkey King and ZHU Beiji who were helping Tang San to leave. Oh. Idiot. I told you so. Look, Xiaoshu has already returned. Sun Wukong pointed at Yunshu and said to ZHU Beiji. Hey, old Yun. What do you say? How long have you been back? ZHU Beiji came to Yunshu cheerfully and asked. Well, there was an accident in the middle, and I fell into 2006, where I stayed for about a week. Yunshu explained to the two of them. 2006. Did you see Lu Xiaoqian? Sun Wukong and ZHU Beiji knew that Yunshu had fallen into the era when they met Lu Xiaoqian as soon as they heard about 2006. However, since they were rescued this time, they no longer needed Lu Xiaoqian's rescue. I've seen it. Silly girl is in Lu Xiaoqian's hands. Yunshu nodded. Okay, brother monkey. I'm here to say goodbye to you this time, and I may not come to this era again. Yunshu said to the 3 people in front of him. Well, after all, you are a person from 1,000 years later, so we will have an indefinite future. Sun Wukong also looked away. After all, Yunshu and them are not from the same era. He also has a family, so he must go home. That old pig, brother monkey, master, I'm leaving. Yunshu greeted the 3 of them and returned to 2006 seconds after he disappeared in 5. I don't have an energy limit, and the energy required to travel is not much. Yunshu felt the feeling of traveling through time and space. Now, it's time to try other worlds. Yunshu narrowed his eyes, communicated with the system, and returned to the world of Douluo continent. Can it only be used in the world of magic phones? Yunshu sighed. The ability to travel through time and space does not respond at all in this world, which means that this ability can only be used in the exclusive world of magic phones. Although I have already guessed it, but at this time, I still feel so disappointed. Yunshu thought to himself. Xiaoshu, you're back. Xiao Wu's voice rang in Yunshu's ear. Yunshu turned his head to look. Xiao Wu, are you back? The place where Yunshu was staying right now was his room in Shrek Academy, and Xiao Wu also appeared here. Well, Zuking didn't know where she went, so I came back alone. Xiao Wu pouted. I'm really sorry, I haven't been with you well during this time. Yunshu hugged Xiao Wu distressedly and said. During this period of time, he was wandering around blindly, completely forgetting about Xiao Wu's existence. Only Xiao Wu is left in my mind. Or else, I'll take you to the world where I live. Yunshu suddenly thought. Anyway, the force value in that world is not very strong. Xiao Wu's current strength doesn't matter if he beats Monkey King. Anyway, he thinks it's no problem to single out Wang Mei and Zhu Beiji. Okay. Xiao Wu said happily after hearing Yunshu's words. Then, if you want to go to that world, I still need to dress you up. Yunshu took out several sets of modern society clothes. Like what you're wearing? Xiao Wu looked at the casual sweater on Yunshu suspiciously and asked. That's right. By the way, that world is almost full of ordinary people, so if any special circumstances happen, you must not kill people, you know? Also, that world. Yunshu taught Xiao Wu some knowledge about modern society, otherwise Xiao Wu might cause trouble everywhere like Wang Mei, and be targeted by the state. Although it won't do much to Xiao Wu, it will definitely be very troublesome. End of this chapter. Chapter 246 Time and Space Administration. Xiaoshu, it's so strange here. Xiao Wu looked at the strange things around her, and felt extremely surprised. People in this world don't know how to practice, but they have invented countless tools that can help them live a better life. Like this. Yunshu pulled Xiao Wu into a sports car. This is the car of this world, a car. His fastest speed is indeed many times faster than that of a carriage. Yunshu rushed out of the garage with Xiao Wu. It's so fast. Xiao Wu exclaimed in surprise as she watched the surrounding scenery flash by in an instant. When driving to a place with few people, Yunshu suddenly heard the sound of fighting. Xiao Wu, there seems to be a fight over there, let's go and have a look. Yunshu put the car in the ring, then sneaked to the scene holding Xiao Wu's hand. Lu Xiaoqian and Wang Mei have already arrived here. Seeing the two fighting, Yunshu murmured. Xiaoshu, do you know them? Xiao Wu asked suspiciously. Well, there's a good show to watch next. Yunshu said to Xiao Wu with the corner of his mouth curled up. HMM. Xiao Wu puffed up her mouth. She didn't quite understand what Yunshu said, but watching a play, she really liked it. Come on. Yunshu saw that flying man and Wang Mei had fought from the alley to an unfinished building, so he followed Xiao Wu with him. Later, that masked kid will be unable to beat. Can't beat what? Xiao Wu looked at Yunshu suspiciously. It's nothing. Just look at it carefully. Yunshu thought for a while, but still didn't say anything about the time travel. He is not going to tell Xiao Wu that he can travel through time and space in this world. After all, if she learns that Yunshu can travel back to the past, but not in Douluo's world, Xiao Wu will be so disappointed. After all, her mother died in Bibidong's hands. Xiaoshu, that masked guy can be invisible. Xiao Wu said in surprise. No, didn't you say that people in this world can't cultivate? Why are they so destructive when they fight? Xiao Wu wondered. Well, how should I put it? That powerful guy is actually a monster. Monster? Xiao Wu looked suspiciously at Wang Mei not far away. It's similar to a soul beast. His body is a weasel. Weasel? Did he also transform into a human? Xiao Wu looked at Wang Mei and said in surprise. That's right, but monsters and soul beasts are slightly different. They will transform into forms after they have cultivated to a certain level. The stronger their cultivation, the more they look like humans. Yunshu looked at Xiao Wu and Wang Mei's curious expression. It looked like a headache suddenly. Xiao Wu seems to have developed a little interest in monsters. Could it be because of this cultivation system? That's right. I'm also a monster right now. Yunshu suddenly remembered that he seemed to be a monster too, and he was an awesome monster. Look, Xiaoshu. That masked man was injured. Xiao Wu suddenly exclaimed in a low voice, because Huang Men's attack was really heavy. Lu Xiaoqian, who was dressed as a flying man, was hit by the 3-point return to vitality and directly vomited blood. Have you left? Yunshu vaguely heard a time travel. Xiao Wu, let's follow. Yunshu suddenly sank into the shadows holding Xiao Wu. Hey, where are you going? Xiao Wu wondered. Xiao Wu couldn't let Xiao Wu know about the time travel, so Yunshu directly sent Xiao Wu to the world of Shenwei first. Why are you back here? Xiao Wu asked suspiciously. You wait here first, I'll pick you up in a few minutes. Yunshu said to Xiao Wu. It takes about 3 minutes to travel through time and space, so Yunshu had to go to Tang Dynasty first, before coming in to take Xiao Wu take it out. Okay. Xiao Wu nodded. Traveling through time and space, 637 AD. Yunshu also entered the space-time tunnel. After leaving the world of Shenwei, Zhu Beiji came to Gao Lao's to become a surrogate and farmer in about 636 AD. In the plot of the magic phone, Lu Xiaoqian came here, after staying in the Gao family for a year. Oh, what a coincidence. Yunshu had just arrived in this era, when he saw the gigantic Zhu Beiji walking slowly towards the Gao mansion. Xiao Wu. Let's go. Yunshu entered the world of Shenwei, and brought Xiao Wu out. Wow. What a big pigman. Xiao Wu said in shock, when she saw Zhu Beiji. This is also a monster. Yunshu explained from the side. Pig demon, right? Xiao Wu said, while looking at Yunshu with a smile. Yeah. Yunshu nodded, then pointed at Zhu Beiji and said, do you want to try this guy's strength? Okay. It's been a long time since I've had a fight. My hands are already itchy. Xiao Wu said happily. By the way, I'll fight him again later. This spell is called Fa Shan Xiang Di. As the body becomes larger, the strength will also increase accordingly. Fighting him now is meaningless. It's like a living target. Yunshu said to Xiao Wu said. Then he took out a mask and handed it to Xiao Wu. According to Zhu Beiji's temperament, he would like, as long as it was a woman, so Yunshu chose to let Xiao Wu wear the mask, in order to avoid trouble. Yunshu won't let the pig miss his woman, so it's better for Xiao Wu to wear a mask. Soon, Xiaoqian was defeated, unable to deal with this gigantic Zhu Beiji. After all, you can't beat it, and you can't speak it. Okay, it's our turn to appear. Yunshu and Xiao Wu slowly landed in the Gaofu. Alarm. Alert. A powerful energy source appeared 10 meters away. Lu Xiaoqian, who was discussing countermeasures with Chu Hayami inside, suddenly heard the alarm from Shan Yu. Oops. Zhu Beiji has arrived at the door. Lu Xiaoqian exclaimed, and hurriedly ran out, to prepare to deal with it. After all, there was either an old man or a girl inside, and a servant. He was the only man, so of course he had to go out. Isn't Zhu Beiji? Lu Xiaoqian said suspiciously, when he opened the door, and saw 2 masked weirdos at the door. Not Zhu Beiji. Chu and Huamei also walked out. You are also people from the future? Lu Xiaoqian said in shock, looking at the casual clothes the other party was wearing. Ahem. We belong to the Space-Time Management Bureau. Lu Xiaoqian. Xiaochachu. Huamei. You are suspected of traveling through time and space without a license, so we are here to arrest you. Yunshu began to talk nonsense seriously. Anyway, silly girl just took the test of space-time travel after being researched, and she doesn't know the specific situation in the future. All she knows now is that the group of scientists in 2060 gave her input, and she has no way of knowing what happened after that. What? Space-Time Management Bureau. Lu Xiaoqian said in shock after hearing this. Does this bureau exist in our country? Xiaochachu asked in surprise. No, according to my information, there is no space-time administration in 2060, but based on the fact that the space-time shuttle ability has only just been researched, the possibility of a space-time administration in the future is about 70%. So, brother Xiaoqian, they are very likely to be real. Shan Yu calmly analyzed to several people. Thank you Li Niang for the starting point coin. End of this chapter. Chapter 247. So, brothers Iokian. The Space-Time Management Bureau may really exist in the future. At the time when Sharingan was invented, Sharingan calmly analyzed to several people. Yunshu, I'm just here to liven up the atmosphere. Silly girl, you're analyzing the situation so solemnly. In the future, the profession of time guard appeared, but there was no so-called space-time administration, and the nature of the two was different. The time guard was just to protect the Earth. Hardpoint: the space-time administration is different. This bureau has appeared in other film and television dramas. They are a group of people who want to protect the past and the future from being destroyed by time travelers. Therefore, basically everyone who travels through time and space, because of their own selfishness, is a criminal for the time and space administration. Okay, just kidding. Yunshu took off the mask on his face. It's you. Lu Xiaoqian and Xiaochachu looked at Yunshu in shock and said, "You know each other?" Huami looked at Yunshu, Lu Xiaoqian and Chuchu in a daze. "You are the buddy who gave me water that day?" Lu Xiaoqian remembered the day they met. That day he was chased and killed by Huang Mei, who had just come to this world, and when he was tired and out of breath, Yunshu gave him quench your thirst with a bottle of water. Xiaoqian, don't you know? The day I was robbed by robbers, you two helped. Xiaochachu just remembered that Lu Xiaoqian didn't help her at all when she came over that day, except to help her share a burden. The robbers were just hugging their heads and being beaten. It's okay. It's okay. Xiaochachu said awkwardly. Lu Xiaoqian is already a fan now. How embarrassing it would be to mention Lu Xiaoqian's previous experience of being beaten in front of Huami. By the way, how did you come to this era? Also, this. Lu Xiaoqian looked at Yunshu suspiciously and said, then looked at Xiao Wu at the side. Well, how should I put it? In the future, the silly girl will not only have this one in your hand, but will have many copies. The one in your hand is only the first generation. Accidentally fell into your hands while testing space-time travel. Brother Xiaoqian, what he said is right. All of Sharingan's data is stored in the time building in 2060, so it is very easy to copy Sharingan. Sharingan came out again to help Yunshu out. Then you are from 2060? Lu Xiaoqian asked suspiciously. This question, let the silly girl tell you. Yunshu said with a smile, then rubbed Xiao Wu's head. It's not good to leave her alone. Brother Xiaoqian. In Sharingan's first memory, this gentleman and Monkey King Zhu Beiji were together. Sharingan explained. Because of Yunshu's crossing, the Monkey King in 641 of this world did not ask Sharingan and Lu Xiaoqian for help, because Yunshu had already solved the yellow-browed Jineo in 641. Therefore, after Lu Xiaoqian got Sharingan, he didn't know the story of Journey to the West from Sharingan. That is, the part of Monkey King and Zhu Beiji that Sharingan showed him in the original book and asked Sharingan to come to him for help. King Mei, when he couldn't beat him, he wanted to go to Monkey King for help, but because of a time error, he was thrown in 637 years. You know Sun Wukong? Lu Xiaoqian and the two girls beside him said in shock. That's right. He and I are still good brothers. Yunshu said with some pride. After all, it must be so beautiful to be friends with Sun Wukong. Wow. That's right. Zhu gang. Can you help us solve this Zhu gang? Lu Xiaoqian only remembered that Zhu Beiji outside the door was about to enter. Okay, Xiao Wu, let's go play. Yunshu looked at Xiao Wu and raised his eyebrows at her. No problem. Xiao Wu left here in a flash. Tuigi, she. The three of them looked at Yunshu and pointed at Xiao Wu, who had left quickly just now, so surprised that they couldn't speak. God of the future. Yunshu grinned and said to the three of them, point, there's nothing wrong with it. Xiao Wu will definitely become a god in the future. God. The three of Lu Xiaoqian felt that what they saw today was definitely the most shocking thing in a while. Okay, let's go and watch Xiao Wu's battle. Yunshu slowly walked out of the gate of the Gao mansion, and the sound of weapons being handed over could already be heard outside the gate. Sure enough, Taunai and Washuangam Xiao are very suitable to use. Yunshu looked at the two who were fighting and thought to himself, the two soul bones that Yunshu had peeled off due to evolution before are now on Xiao Wu's body. Originally, Yunshu planned to leave one for Zuking, but Zuking refused. She thought that these 2 spirit bones were not suitable. It suits her, so the last 2 spirit bones were used by Xiao Wu. But Yunshu was very strange at the time. Why did Zuking refuse Ta Yunai, an external soul bone that is suitable for all types of soul masters? And why did Zuking refuse until Yunshu saw the lavender wings on her back? Refused. Because she has already obtained the external spirit bone, and it is also the spirit bone of a bat with extremely fast flying speed like the sharp-tailed swift. The flying speed of Taunai is not very fast, it is only a little faster than the flying speed of ordinary birds, but the flying speed of the sharp-tailed swift is as high as 352.5 km per hour. This shit is even faster than the speed of a high-speed train. As for the Washuangam, it is even more inappropriate for Zuking. After all, she is a soul master of the agility attack department, and Washuangam can be used by the attack or defense department at first glance. It just so happens that Xiao Wu belongs to the attacking and agility attacking types, so in the end, Xiao Wu was also given the peerless arms. With her own soul ability plus the soul bone soul ability, the 2 invincible soul abilities allow Xiao Wu to easily block his attacks even when fighting against a powerful opponent like Zhu Beiji. Hey, I said you are really slippery little rabbit. Zhu Beiji looked at Xiao Wu who kept flashing around him and said depressingly, every time even if he had the opportunity to hit it with a nail, he would be blocked by an inexplicable golden light, and the result was no harm at all. Xiao, stop hitting. This guy's skin is too thick. Not long after, Xiao Wu came to Yunshu's side and complained. Well, it's a pig after all, so it's normal to have rough skin and thick flesh. Yunshu said lightly. Hey, I said you boy. Where did you come from? Zhu Beiji said dissatisfied after hearing what Yunshu said. I will be your good brother 4 years from now, but right now, you are not qualified. Yunshu said lightly, looking at the pigs who were destroying everywhere. Oh, I don't know what it means. Take your life. Zhu Beiji threw a nail and a rake at Yunshu clang. What? Everyone exclaimed. Even Zhu Beiji's eyes popped out when he saw this scene. End of this chapter. Chapter 248. What? Everyone who saw this scene, including Zhu Gangli, exclaimed. Yunshu took Zhu Beiji's vigorous rake with only one hand, and the rake actually made a metal knocking sound when it hit Yunshu's hand. One can imagine how tough Yunshu's body is. Exclamation mark. This, big brother, we have something to talk about. Zhu Beiji looked at Yunshu grabbing the rake and throwing it aside, and said to Yunshu who was gradually walking towards him, good guy, it was almost a blow from him with all his strength. I have seen that he didn't even hurt a single hair. How do you fight this battle? We don't know each other, so what's there to talk about? Yunshu walked towards Zhu Beiji with a smile and said, don't. I was wrong brother. I was wrong. You are my big brother. How dare I deny you? Seeing Yunshu walking towards him, Zhu Beiji was immediately timid and quickly said with a smile, okay buddy, you can subdue Zhu Beiji. At this time, Lu Xiaoqian ran over excitedly and said after seeing Zhu Beiji admit defeat. He worked hard for a long time before without hurting Zhu Beiji, but now Yunshu has subdued Zhu Beiji with just a few words. By the way, is the Zhu Beiji you're talking about me? Zhu Gangli asked suspiciously after hearing Lu Xiaoqian's words. Well, let's put it this way, you came to Gaoleo's Huang to wait for the Buddhist scriptures. Zhu Beiji is the name given to you by the Buddhist scriptures. Lu Xiaoqian said to Zhu Gangli. Zhu Beiji, not bad. This name is good. It sounds like a man of culture. Zhu Gang said cheerfully after tasting the name. Hey, brother Zhu. We came to you this time for an important matter. Lu Xiaoqian came to Zhu Beiji and said seriously. Then, is it as important as me marrying a wife? Zhu Beiji said unwillingly. Old pig, don't say anything else. As far as we go, beauties are absolutely enough. As long as you can subdue that monster, we will introduce you to a girl who is 100 times more beautiful than Miss Gao. Yunshu came Zhu Beiji whispered in his ear. No, you are so powerful, why didn't you subdue that monster yourself? Zhu Beiji suddenly remembered that Yunshu, the person who beat him up, couldn't do anything with that monster, so what's the use of going there by himself? That's right, buddy. You can beat Zhu Beiji, so it's possible that the yellow-browed king can't even beat him, Lu Xiaoqian said in shock. Silly girl, you can explain it. Yunshu said helplessly. Could it be that I want to tell you that I don't want to fight with the yellow eyebrow king? Brother Xiaoqian, King Huangmei has a treasure called the human race bag. That treasure once took brother Yunshu and Zhu Beiji in 641. Even Monkey King was almost taken in by the human race bag. Oh, that is to say, the two of you combined can't do anything about the human race bag of King Huangmei. Hey? That's not right. Then why did you come out again later? Lu Xiaoqian asked suspiciously. Brother Xiaoqian, the person who controlled Shan Yu in 641 was a game master. He could easily control Shan Yu to defeat the King of Yellow Eyebrows. Shan Yu broke a basin of cold water for Lu Xiaoqian, going around until the end. It is still inseparable from the power of the Shan Yu user. Only the higher the user's game skills, the stronger Shan Yu's strength will be. Okay, but you can try it. Anyway, I don't want to be in his race bag again. Yunshu looked at Xiao Wu at the side and said quietly. When he returned to 2006 again, he spent a period of time with Xiao Wu to live a quiet and leisurely life. Always fighting and killing was boring. That's fine. That's it for now. Brother Pig, you can accompany me to 2006 to see if we can take that monster away. Seeing that Yunshu didn't want to make a move, Lu Xiaoqian didn't force him. Hey, say it first. I have to see the girl. Then you promised me. Zhu Beiji looked at Yunshu and said. No problem. Yunshu said cheerfully, as long as this guy reaches that age, the belly buttons all over the street will definitely take his soul away. That's it for the time being. If you need help elsewhere, you can use Shan Yu to contact Wang Xianba. He is working under me now, and won't do bad things anymore. Yunshu said to Lu Xiaoqian. Shan Yu can't detect two people who have mastered the hidden skill, so even if Yunshu and Xiao Wu are only a wall away from them, Shan Yu can't detect them. It turns out that Wang Xianba has become a good person. I said why the two people who followed me recently looked so familiar. It turns out that the one with the highest recognition has gone to your place. Lu Xiaoqian suddenly realized. After Huangmei was forced to leave by Sun Fian and Xiao Wu, he still met Yusuaoi. Huangmei still remembered that Yusuaoi had paid him for his meals for. Then they captured Sun Fian and Xiao Wu, who had bullied him, and now became his subordinates. Then, Xiao Wu, let's leave. Yunshu rubbed Xiao Wu's head and said, N. Xiao Wu nodded, and then the two sank into the shadow of the ground directly in front of several people. Ouch. Earth escape technique. I didn't expect this old man to know how to do it. Zhu Beiji said in surprise, looking at Yunshu who had sunk into the ground. It's not the ground escaping technique. They entered the shadow. Lu Xiaoqian was acting like a silly girl at the moment, so he could easily see that Yunshu had sunk into the shadow, not the ground. Back in 2006, Yunshu brought Xiao Wu to a villa. It was a hiding place he bought for himself not long after he first came to this world. Well, the house is a bit small, not as good as the Golden Palace before, Xiao Wu said, after looking at the villa and rubbing her chin. But the environment is good. I like it very much. Seeing what Yunshu was about to say, Xiao Wu suddenly said again. To be honest, although the world of Shenwei is the same as the outside world, but there is always something missing in it, so Yunshu has never wanted Xiao Wu to stay in it. After all, Xiao Wu was originally a rabbit, and if she was put in the world of Shenwei, wouldn't that be raising her as a pet? Well, there seems to be something missing. Yunshu stood on the roof of the villa, looked at the villa, and touched his chin. That's right. There's no swimming pool. Yunshu slapped his palm. It's summer now, and it would be a waste if such a big villa didn't have a swimming pool. What evil thoughts are you thinking again? Xiao Wu said calmly when she came behind Yunshu. No, I'm not here to make our lives more comfortable. Yunshu thought for a while, then took out the interpreter and prepared to dig a hole in the open space. As the interpreter, Yunshu holds the weapon that can only release skills, and Yunshu did not hand it over to Zuking, so it is still in his hands for the time being. What? End of this chapter. Chapter 249. Jingle bell hey, who doesn't have eyes? Didn't you see what time it is now? Call me at this time, believe it or not, I'll kill you. Yunshu saw the time displayed on the clock hanging on the wall, then he cursed at the other end of the phone. It's already past 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still calling. Sir, it's me. Something serious happened. Wang Xianba's voice sounded from the other end of the phone. What's the matter? Yunshu looked at Xiao Wu, who was still sleeping beside him, and left the bedroom to go outside the villa. Flying man. Oh. That's Lu Xiaoqian. He was injured by King Huangmei. He's in the intensive care unit now. Wang Xianba said nervously. He is also a good person. Sir, please save my son. The voice on the other end of the phone suddenly turned into a woman's voice. Who are you? Yunshu asked in surprise. I'm Lu Xiaoqian's mother. Please save my son. Okay, which hospital is Xiaoqian in? Yunshu said helplessly. His mother had already called to beg him, so it would be hard for him to refuse him. Sir, we are in asterisk hospital now. Wang Xianba said to Yunshu after taking the phone. Wait, I'll be right there. Yunshu hung up the phone, wondering in his heart. The last time I only told Zhu Beiji and Lu Xiaoqian how to contact me. Now that Zhu Beiji is not here, Lu Xiaoqian is in a coma, and the remaining 2 women came from August 8th, and it's not yet July. Who asked contact myself? Arriving at the hospital, Yunshu saw that the door of Xiaoqian's ward was already full of people. Little tree, you came so fast? Several people looked at Yunshu in surprise. The phone hung up for less than a minute before Yunshu came. You're nearby? Chachu asked in surprise. Well, let me see Xiaoqian first. Yunshu said vaguely. No one in this era knew that he could travel through time. Except for Zhu Beiji, who is eating and drinking at Mr. Fan's place, but just now Yunshu took a look. Zhu Beiji seems to be the 3rd highest, and now he is in another private hospital to drink water. I haven't seen Xiaoqian's accident yet. News. Sir, I beg you, you must save my son. Xiaoqian's parents said excitedly, pulling Yunshu's 2 arms. I'll try my best, but can you let me go first? Yunshu said helplessly. By the way, who told you to contact me? Yunshu suddenly looked at Wang Xianba. Sir, it's like this. I happened to see the breaking news, and then I thought, sir, you have great powers. Then I came here to check the situation, and finally called you. Wang Xianba smiled naively. Well, that's fine. I'll go in and have a look, and you guys will stay outside. After entering the ward, Yunshu closed the door and came to Lu Xiaoqian's bedside. Tuigi, what a tragedy. Letting you hold a cup, and even daring to single out the yellow-browed king. This is the price of being brave. Yunshu sighed. Xiaoqian at this time is just like those anime protagonists. Just got the superpower and wanted to dress in a cup, but was educated. Xiaoqian is not considered a superpower. It can only be regarded as a prop. Forget it. Let's treat it as a good deed. Yunshu sent a trace of the power of the horse charm into Xiaoqian's body. This power can help him heal most of his internal injuries and wake him up temporarily. Yunshu didn't heal him directly, just like Feng Xingtong, let him reflect on himself, so as to save him from this kind of situation again. After all, the original book This Hurdle in the Middle made Lu Xiaoqian mature a lot, so Yunshu couldn't cure him directly, otherwise his maturity would be even further away. But now that he is in this state, eating, drinking, and sleeping normally is not a problem. That is, he can't exercise strenuously, even running. Of course, this is also for his own good, so that he can find the silly girl again, and then continue to work hard. Go to the King of Yellow Eyebrows for a one-on-one challenge. Where am I? Lu Xiaoqian said with a blank face after waking up. People who were forcibly awakened from a coma probably had this symptom. He was afraid that he was beaten and forced by the king with yellow eyebrows. It's you. I haven't asked your name yet. Lu Xiaoqian looked at Yunshu and said with a smile. My name is Yunshu. You can call me Brother Yun or Xiaoshu. Yunshu doesn't care about the name, except for a teenage looking Dang Dang who appears in this drama. The other people who have appeared are all older than Yunshu, so it doesn't matter what Yunshu is called, he is only a teenager. He is called Brother Ern, and he is called Zyobuki. Brother Yun, you saved me? But unexpectedly, Lu Zyokian was quite sensible, and instead of calling him Zyoshu, he called him Brother Yun. I can't do anything about the rest. At most, I can only help you recover to the point where you can move freely. You can't do strenuous exercise. After all, you've been injured for 100 days, and you may need another month to recover. Yunshu said lightly. Thank you, Brother Yun. That's right. Where's the silly girl? Lu Zyokian suddenly thought of something and said nervously. I don't know. When I came, there were many people outside the door besides your parents. I might be the last person to know that you were injured except Zhu Beiji. Yunshu was about to leave, and it was only a little past 2 o'clock in the morning. What do you think when you don't sleep? What's the matter, sir? As soon as Yunshu opened the door, he found several people waiting outside the door anxiously. I'm fine now, as long as I don't exercise vigorously, there will be no major problems. Yunshu said, and was about to leave. Thank you, genius doctor. Thank you, genius doctor. Lu Zyokian's parents said excitedly. You guys, hurry up and see Zyokana, he will wake up by himself. Yunshu said helplessly, when did he become a genius doctor again? Wake up. Little Kana. Little Kana. Everyone rushed into Lu Zyokian's ward. Oh, Yunshu shook his head, came outside the hospital, and prepared to go back to sleep in the shadows while the night was dark. Wait. Yunshu was about to leave when a voice stopped him. Chachu, you have something to do with me? Yunshu asked suspiciously. Can leave a phone number? It's convenient to contact you in the future. Chu took out her mobile phone and said to Yunshu. Okay. After Yunshu gave the number to Chachu, he walked into the darkness and returned to the villa. Zyoshu, where have you been? Yunshu heard Zyowu's voice as soon as he came back. Help me, the buddy who played with Zhu Beiji last time was injured. Yunshu said helplessly as he lay back on the bed. Okay, don't think too much, go to sleep. Yunshu covered his head with the quilt, hugged Zyowu inside, and fell into a deep sleep. End of this chapter. Chapter 250 Salted Fish Club. In the following period of time, Yunshu no longer participated in the plot of the magic mobile phone. Yunshu took Zyowu to travel to various places on the earth, not only on the ground, but also in the sky and even the bottom of the sea. In this way, after about a month, Yunshu received another call from Chachu. What the hell? Zyokian lost the silly girl. Yunshu almost spit out the milk tea he just drank. Unexpectedly, Yusuai took away the possession of Sharingan, while Zyokian was drunk as in the original drama. In the bar, Yusuai got Lu Zyokian drunk and asked him to hand over the control of the silly girl to Yusuai when he had no self-control. Afterwards, without accident, Yusuai couldn't resist the temptation and finally fallen. After all, Sharingan can turn people into superhuman beings, and Yunshu couldn't resist this temptation. What's wrong? Zyoshu. Zyowu, who was watching children's cartoons, looked at Yunshu suspiciously. It's okay. Yunshu rubbed Zyowu's head. He didn't plan to take care of this matter because Huami and Chuchu would rescue Zyokan in the end. And he already said that he would take Zyowu to travel around the world. How long has he been playing now? Half of the world is not finished yet. After that, Yunshu contacted Chachu again, telling him that he couldn't help and let them find a solution by themselves. Little tree. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. Yunshu looked at Zyowu's worried expression and knew that she was worried for herself. It's not too late to go after I accompany you to swim this world. Yunshu said to Zyowu. Okay. More than half a month has passed, and Zyowu has already learned to use computers and mobile phones. Unfortunately, there is no signal in Douluo world, otherwise Yunshu could bring the mobile phone to that world to use. System, do you have this ability? Yunshu suddenly remembered his universal system. Unicum requires a lot of energy, and requires the host to install a signal tower. Then let's forget it. Yunshu knew that the system would consume a lot of energy and would definitely go into hibernation. At that time, he would not be able to leave the current world, even if he wanted to. A world, and the signal tower may be destroyed by other soul masters. After a while, Xiaowu also had enough fun, and was sent back to Douluo world by Yunshu. I don't know if little Kaina was sent 10 years ago by Yusuaoi. Yunshu thought to himself. Today is August 8th, so it should have been sent away. Yunshu remembered that Xiaoqian didn't take any notice of Yasuo at first, and it wasn't until the trapeze didn't show up for several days later that he made a fuss about Yasuo when his company angered Yusuaoi and was thrown back 9 years ago. Yunshu called Chuchu. Chuchu, how is Xiaoqina? Did you find the silly girl? Little tree. Chuchu's tone was obviously a bit surprised. What's wrong? Yunshu asked in confusion. Oh, you don't know this yet. Xiaoqina was sent 10 years ago by Yusuaoi. Chuchu complained on the other end of the phone. Okay, I'll come find you. We'll talk about it after we meet. Okay, I'm in Sister He's advertising company in a certain year. Come here. Chuchu said on the other end of the phone. Okay, that's it. Hang up first. Yunshu said and hung up the phone. Chuchu asked Helan for help. It seems that they will go to steal a silly girl tonight. Yunshu took a taxi and prepared to go to Helan's company. It can't be a surprise to suddenly appear in broad daylight, so Yunshu is more cautious and chooses to take a taxi. 2 hours later. Hey, isn't this our boss Yunda? Helan smiled sweetly after seeing Yunshu. Boss Yun? Chuchu asked suspiciously. Chuchu, don't you know? Helan looked at Chuchu suspiciously. Until what? Sister He? Xiaoshu opened a martial arts gym, and there was a black clothed masked man in the martial arts gym. He was very skilled in martial arts. Now even many policemen have to go to his martial arts gym to learn from his masters. Helan looked at Yunshu and smiled said. Really? Yunshu said in surprise. He really didn't know. Since he rescued Xiaoqina, he never answered Wang Xianba's call again. Why haven't I heard of this? Chuchu said in surprise. You paid attention to flying people all day long before what Xiaoqian and Yasuo did. How could you have time to notice this? Helan laughed. It seems that she didn't know that Xiaoqian was sent 10 years ago by Yasuo, and also I don't know that Yusuaoi and Chuchu are over. So my martial arts gym is so awesome now. Yunshu thought to himself. He originally only wanted to experience life, so he couldn't just hang around until the end of the plot, so he founded the martial arts school. He didn't expect it to be so effective now, and even the country sent people to study. It seems that I have a chance to go back and have a look, Yunshu said cheerfully. By the way, why did you come here? Helan then remembered that Yunshu had disappeared for so long, and there must be some purpose for his sudden appearance. Sister He, wait a minute. I'll talk to Xiaoshu first. Chuchu quickly dragged Yunshu aside. You must not tell Sister He about the fact that Xiaoqian was sent 10 years ago by Yusuaoi. I still have plans. Chuchu warned Yunshu. I see, you want Sister He to get Yusuaoi drunk, don't you? Yunshu said with a smile. You know? Chuchu said in surprise. I guess, as long as you don't tell Sister He, Yusuaoi won't be able to use the silly girl to get your specific ideas. Could Yunshu not know? He had read the original book. Yes, that's it. So you must not get close to Yusuaoi these 2 days. If you become hostile to him, then the silly girl can detect your thoughts, and then our plan to save Xiaoqian will fail. Chuchu looked at Yunshu and said seriously. No problem. Then I'll go back to the martial arts hall to have a look. You got the silly girl, and come to the martial arts hall to find me. Yunshu left an address for Chuchu after speaking, and then took a taxi back to the martial arts hall. Salted Fish Club. This is the name Yunshu gave the martial arts hall, because Yunshu just wanted to be a salted fish at that time. Boss, you're back. Seeing Yunshu appearing at the door of the martial arts hall, Wang Xianba ran out of the martial arts hall excitedly. Well, I have something to do before. You have worked hard during this time. Yunshu sighed looking at Wang Xianba in a suit and leather shoes. I didn't expect that a few months ago, he was a foolish thief, and now he has been trained by himself to be so serious. You are the boss of Xianyu Martial Art Museum. A man in police uniform walked up to Yunshu. Hello, I'm Zhao Wang, "Can I talk to you?" The man looked at Yunshu seriously and said, "No problem." Yunshu recognized that this person was the police officer Zhao who first came into contact with Lu Xiaoqian. End of this chapter. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.